Welcome back to the Rebellion. I'm here with the streampunks, and tonight we are going into episode 4 of Ember Squad. Hi, everybody. Before we jump into the game, we're going to just launch right into the announcements. If anybody has any news. It says here something is happening every Tuesday from one of our star players. Who could that be? I just don't know.
That's me.
Oh, Hi. It's you.
I do a craft show every Tuesday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time over on the Crown Channel. It's a lot of fun. I'm going to be interviewing Todd Stashwick tomorrow. So I'm really excited. You should all come watch because he's a very nice man. And
he's super nice dude.
So come watch.
Hi. Tell him I love him and he better be using good form in his lifts.
Oh, I will.
I was about to say, isn't he your gym buddy? He's your gym buddy.
Yeah, I'll make sure that his gains look very good. And also, Failed Save is back over on the Pixel Circus channel. We had our premiere last week, so this will be our second episode. Don't worry about missing anything. Our games are very silly, and you'll know what's happening because Vince does a very beautiful recap because only some of us take notes. So you can feel free to jump in anytime. It's mostly silly, and we'll also make you cry. So enjoy.
I love Vince. I haven't talked to that dude in ages. I need to catch up with Vince sometime. I got a couple announcements. 1 week. It's so hard to not jump into it. Okay. Sorry. 1 week from yesterday. No, Friday? I don't remember. But in a week, Gax Pack is returning. I'm happy to finally announce that the Gax Pack is returning with our original crew. Well, minus Abria because Bria's saving multiple worlds in the universe right now. So, but we are returning this week. So definitely check out the GaryCon Twitch and the GaryCon Twitter handle to keep updated as to when that is happening. The other thing I had to announce is that we just announced today on the Streampunks Coffee and Patreon account that's on July 22nd. Sam, Elise, and I are doing a 1 hour hangout that's going to be kind of a Q&A kind of thing. It's pre-taped. We're going to be taking questions and any comments or anything y'all want to talk to us about. And we're just doing community updates for Streampunks. And the reason why this is worth noting is this is going to be a thing we do every 2 weeks now. You're going to be able to catch us doing this all the damn time. This is going to be content that is uploaded onto the Coffee and Patreon. So anytime y'all want to keep connected with us or you want to, compliment Sam on how much they glitter every time they smile, or if you want to tell me how just absolutely amazing my Scully cap looks, this is your opportunity. Also, if you have any questions about like RPGs and stuff like that, that's a good time to do it. And if you just want to like recommend movies, whatever it is, definitely submit that to us through our Coffee account. That's where we're going to be checking things out. So if you've got anything you want to just sort of pitch us, do so. Also, it is going to be a place where we're going to be updating y'all about future projects. So I get questions all the time about Clear Skies. Very excited. I'm as excited as you guys are about the next incarnation of Clear Skies. It is in development, and we're very excited about it. And there will be updates when they come down the pipe on these video updates. This is kind of our way of getting around the blog updates, which we all kind of agreed in our last meeting that we were like, we should just do this hangout instead because blogging is actually with people who have 30,000 places to juggle and multiple flavors of executive function issues. Blogging is actually not easy. So video, problem solved, and an opportunity for people to come hang out with us. So stay tuned for that. That's the only announcements I have for tonight. Does anybody else have anything before we go live? Oh my God. Yes, Noir, I think I saw something pretty spectacular on your Twitter account today. Do tell us.
Yes, there's a dress and we don't know if it's blue or black. No, kidding. So there's a game that I'm gonna be in. That's gonna be over on Athena from AEW's channel. That will be GM by the fantastic Daisy, Matt, and Eric are also going to be there. I don't know their Twitter handles off the top because I'm terrible person, but it's gonna be fun. We're gonna be over on Athena's channel. It's a Cobalt Press sponsored game called At the Edge of the World, and I play a big thorny minotaur. So check it out.
A big what minotaur?
Thorny.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It'll all make sense when you watch, I promise.
Man, wrestlers, they're all nerds, man. All of them are nerds.
Oh my god.
They're all
You know
dice
how
rollers, I
weird it
swear.
is to be in a game where you're like, half the party here could beat me up.
Kill you. I mean, I live with that every day when I play with Sam. So I know exactly what it's like. I live under threat of death all the time.
Thanos.
Yeah. Anybody else have any announcements?
Morning Ritual
yes.
is Saturday, and we've got Morning Ritual live at Gen Con, so if you want to stop by, that's a thing.
Yo, that's a huge thing. Tell us more. How can we find out more? Don't you freaking bury that lead. Go out and tell us everything about it. Thank you.
So we're doing Morning Ritual live at Gen Con. We've got an amazing slot of guests. We've got Burrito. We've got our lovely friends, Latia Jaquise, Omnis X, Chaotic Darby, and Katieosaurus are coming in. And Morning Ritual is a talk show that Nora and I do every Saturday. And we've had lovely guests from all over the TTRPG space, including a few you might recognize. One with a particularly sparkling smile that is lovely.
Thank you, Anita.
Sweet thing to say about Eric.
I appreciate that, Anita. Yeah.
And Sam was there too, I guess.
Not so you'd notice.
But yeah, that's the thing. If you look up in the Gen Con events catalog, you'll be able to find Morning Ritual live there.
Sweet. All right. Anybody else? Yes, Delev.
The Power Play series finale is this Sunday. We did 6 seasons. We cannot comment on any feature-length developments. But the 6 seasons come to a dramatic conclusion this Sunday on QueueTimes at 5 p.m. PDT. It's you can feel feelings. So if you have any feelings left over at the end of this week, just get them on out. Just get them all out. I am currently, for this session and for many more, like a beaver with their little tail fat, storing up my excite.
With that, let's go ahead and go to war with the stars. Welcome back, everyone. We got a big one tonight. Let's go ahead and jump right into the recap. When we last left off, y'all had uncovered some pretty astonishing information that could threaten the entire operation here on Okaran Prime. After a deadly battle with stormtroopers in the streets of Okaran Prime late at night, you managed to find new allies, as well as reconnect with Z, the rebel insurgent who had been in operation here on Okaran Prime for a while now, gathering an intelligence. The original mission was to extract Z. This should have been a simple milk run in and out kind of styled mission. It almost never is. And sure enough, this one has yielded the same results. What you've discovered is that the Bacta storage that you all thought you were coming here to sabotage is in fact what appears to be a chemical weapons manufacturing facility. And that the Empire has been not only experimenting and using this chemical weapon on the citizens of Okaran Prime in secret, it looks like that they are preparing to ship it out. You have the data telling you that this chemical weapons facility is a pretty self-contained operation, which means if it goes up, the Empire loses it. Not only that, but uncovering the data from the officer's data pad after the battle, you also discovered 2 very important factors. One, the Empire has been doing its best to hide how weak its presence is on Okaram Prime. There are only 2 squads of stormtroopers garrisoned at the facility. A tough uphill battle for a squad of rebels, except you guys got friends now. You made connections with the Okaram resistance leader, who Z has been leaning on for a while now to join the rebellion. His name is Gran Negdi. He's a grizzled and somewhat jovial resistance leader who takes a particular amount of glee in killing Imperials when he gets the chance. You have all rallied at his hideout and have met a few of the people that are fighting with him. A very paltry force of 4 people. 4 resistance fighters that have been pushing back. However, now that you know the numbers of the Empire here on Okaram Prime, you're starting to understand how it is that they have not all been driven into extinction. It's also starting to occur to the squad that Okaram Prime might be on the verge of an uprising at this point. With only this many people stationed here on the planet, the Empire doesn't have the ability to suppress information if it gets out, and you guys have uncovered information that is vital. They have been experimenting on the citizens of this city. If the city were to find out about it, that could be bad. But things are even more complicated than that because of the final piece of information you uncovered. Communications between the slain Imperial officer that you've battled in the streets and an admiral on their way to Okaram Prime. And this has changed the entire landscape. Apparently, not only is Dr. Gilliso located inside the facility, you've also uncovered that an admiral named Admiral Delith is on his way to Okaram Prime. And the window for the rock skipper to get you all out of there needs to be changed because the admiral is going to be here within 11 hours. That changes everything. And the rock skipper doesn't know. Right now, you have a very small window of time to deal with that Imperial facility, help the citizens of that Imperial facility, and then get the hell out before a Type 2 Imperial Star Destroyer arrives in system, which will almost surely complicate your lives significantly, as well as the lives of the Okarams who helped you. We're going to start tonight's game off late into the twilight hours, as everyone is starting to absorb the information that has happened. Also, Elo, along with our famed mechanic, Ortha, we're going to go ahead and say, go ahead and heal yourself up, MT. There's been some sparks flying off of your chassis as Elo just kind of hovers around your chest plate. You just see, and Elo just says, almost, 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 and done.
Thank you, coworker. I am satisfied with my care.
I was about to ask, did you hear? Vela just turns and looks at you, Ortha, and just excitedly kind of hovers in front of you.
You did a great job. That was 80 almosts, though, so maybe you should save those for when you're actually almost done.
Elo just says, okay, note taken, and hovers back over to you. Yes.
Did that heal my strain as well?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, everyone's going to start healing up tonight.
Destiny and duty?
Oh, thank you. You know, I got to get into the habit of doing that. All right, let's go ahead and kick that off. And why don't we take this time too? If you guys have any strain on your character sheets, I'm looking at you, Ortha. Go ahead and heal that up. Stucky, your strain too. Go ahead and heal that up as well. And we're going to start by rolling some light side dice. So if you could start this off for me, Elias. 1 dark side point. I appreciate you. All right, Ortha. Yeah, that's true. Light side point. Okay, balancing this out. All right, Myth. Okay, 2. MT. MT gives you another one. Uh-oh.
That's my first light side.
Stucky, could you give me some dark side, please? I could really use it.
How about no?
Thank you, Stucky. I appreciate you. I promise I will only use that dark side on you.
No.
Son of a... Yeah. All right. Let's go ahead and make our roll here for duty. Get it out. Just get it out.
Every time.
Just get it out. All right. 55. Oh, no. So you're not going to get... Oh, no. What a terrible moment. You're not going to actually get your duty activated this time around, so you're not going to get any bonus wounds this time. It's going to be a close one then. So tonight, I'm going to rule that tonight it's the anxiety that's starting to settle in. All of you, by the way, at this point too, just to like ease us into it, at this point, Corporal Tillo has joined you all here in the hideout. So it's sort of a scene swipe where you've kind of connected with him. He found out what was going on. He locked up the ship good in its new location and headed into the city. It took about an hour for him to get here. But when he arrives at the point, he's made contact and been filled in on the situation. And he has informed all of you that he's trying to come up with a combat plan. Any suggestions are helpful, but he has told you, after debriefing him of everything he's happening and connecting with Z, he's kind of given everyone the confirmation at this point. The corporal looks at everyone. This was maybe about 45 minutes ago, where he's looked at everybody and said, we don't have a choice. We have to strike the facility. And we have to do it soon. Get some rest for now. I'm going to see if I can come up with a combat plan. Also, we're going to need a way to reach the rock skipper for extraction. They're going to have to beat the Star Destroyer here. And if they can't, then we're going to need to know so that we can dig in.
Does this facility have a communication station?
And at that point, when you pose the question, the resistance leader, Gran, he just shakes his head and says, no, nothing that could reach anything outside the system. The only thing that you're going to find that's capable of reaching outside the system is in that Imperial facility.
That's what I was asking. If we can hijack
the corporal
their
looks at you. Corporal looks at you and says, is that something you think you can do?
That's definitely something I can do.
All right.
They would have to. Remember, the doctor was making a remote message.
They were communicating with the Imperial somehow. Over long distances. Give me a data spike and enough time and I can get in there.
The enough time
Data spike I can get you. What's that?
The enough time part may be the bigger issue here.
Well, I actually I hold up the code cylinder that we stole off of the Imperial commander. This actually saves me probably quite a bit of time.
Gran shrugs and says, assuming they don't change the codes by now, this lieutenant, they may notice she's not coming back.
And there was that scout droid that spotted us in the streets.
They might be getting ready for us.
Locking down the facility.
Before we go any further, though, in this conversation, Gran looks at everybody and says, I know we're all tired, and I know it's time to get some rest, but I just want to make something clear to our new friends here. My loyalty is to Okaram Prime, and our interests are aligned right now, but I do not take orders from any of you. These are my men. Is that understood?
Absolutely.
Sure, sounds good.
Then you're welcome here. Get some rest. If you need food, let us know. As he moves away, the corporal lets out just a very quiet exhale. And then Myth, the corporal leans in, looks at you and says, we really need their help. I know they're going to help us with this facility, but part of Ember Squad's mission is to try to get people to join the rebellion, and they're already fighting. We need to see if we can't convince them that they're already rebels.
I think that Stucky might have laid down a little bit of groundwork on that already. But I'll see what I can do to sweeten the pot.
He nods. He says,
He was just going to say everybody likes to attach themselves to a winner. He'd give it like a weak thumbs up.
The corporal swivels around and rolls up to you, MT. Comes to a stop and says, MT, do me a favor. Can you just give a once-over, check out all of the resistance fighters? It looks like they've probably been having a bit of a fight with the Imperials for a while now with no EMT, short of medical supplies. There might be a few of them around here that are hurting more than they're letting on, and it might be a chance for us to win some points with these guys.
Affirmative. I will check their vitals and emotional states.
He smirks at that and says, sounds good.
I give a Stucky thumbs up and then turn.
You feel that little stinging spot where that stim pack hit you not a few hours ago.
I stomp off to the fighters.
They see you coming, and one of them just kind of
would anyone like to see the doctor?
Just looming over them like the Terminator. Would anyone like to see the doctor? A few of them look at each other, and one of them, a human, she raises her hand and says, actually, yeah. I got grazed a few weeks ago, and it's not healing properly. She pulls up the side of her shirt, and
Oh, that doesn't look too good.
The skin looks like it's been seared where a blaster bolt just skimmed right past her.
At least you are no longer bleeding. Ha ha. Come with me.
She gets up, follows you.
All right. They don't have any medical supplies, correct?
Not aside from the ones that you all got. Now, if I remember correctly, you guys, and I don't, you know what? This would be important for you to know in particular, MT, because they actually acquired a pack of stim packs from the armored vehicle. So that would be ideal to give to the doc. Yeah. Do y'all remember, let's see. I had that written down somewhere.
I have stim packs. I also can just do general medical checks if they don't require.
In this case, she needs a medical check more than anything else. So if you want to do one of those, and I'd say, yes, what's up, Sam?
2 stim packs, 1 med pack, 1 emergency med pack was, I think, the question you didn't quite ask.
Correct. Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Cool. Okay.
Is there any difficulty added to a medicine check for this?
Yeah, I'm going to say because of the fact that the wound has gone relatively untreated for a while, the difficulty of this is going to be a standard 2, but I'm going to throw in a setback die.
Okay, let's see. Well, is there anything I can do, since this is a check from a superior officer trying to build faith on this planet with fighters we're trying to maybe recruit to our side? Do we have any boosts or anything I can add to this to help mitigate setbacks and stuff?
You could certainly, you have the Ox crew.
I would like to call on Ox crew to help me make this medical check.
Okay, in which case, thank you, Duran 452. So add a boost die.
Okay.
And tell me what you get.
Okay.
Or rather, I can just check.
To signify that, I open another compartment that we have not seen, and I bring out a very dirty looking blue ball, and I go, "Here, if it is painful, give this a squeeze." And
she looks at the blue ball.
Oh,
okay.
Oh.
That may be the most spectacular roll of the game. Holy shit. 1 success, 4 advantages, and 2 triumphs. So she squeezes the ball, and when she sees you lean back, she goes, Just let me know when you're going to start, unaware that you've just finished.
All done.
What?
Would you like a lollipop?
Are you serious? She looks down and says, yeah, I'll take a lollipop. And she,
I have 2 left. Would you like cherry or green?
green.
Green.
Always like an adventure. She takes it and kind of rolls it around in her fingers.
Do you know anyone else in your service that need medical attention?
You see, because of the astonishing successes you rolled, her guard drops completely and she goes, honestly, it's not medical attention they need. They just need...
I am also equipped with emotional support. I can be a good coworker.
Okay. They need hope. We've been fighting the Empire for months now, and we're 4 now, but we were 12 when we started.
Oh, I am sorry for your loss.
You see her kind of look away for a moment. She says, we didn't want to be resistance fighters. We started as protesters. The Empire, at first, they made it sound like that was okay. And then it wasn't okay. And she lets that just hang with implications. And after a few moments, she finally just says, I think striking the space is going to really help all of us feel like this was for something.
Based on the information I know, removing the dangers this base will cause should spread hope.
Gran lost people, and we know there are citizens inside. We don't know how bad it is, but we know they're in there. I know he's kind of our leader, but just so you know, there's a few of us that if you can win over Gran, I think all of us we'd all be really into joining the rebellion.
I am happy to hear it. I will go see if Gran is okay. I have one last lollipop with his name on it.
Hey, MT?
Yes?
MT2, right?
You may call
Gran
me
lost...
coworker. If we are working together.
I like that. Okay, coworker. Whatever you decide to say to Gran lost both of his partners to the Empire in the past couple of months. One of them just vanished, and the other one in the protest. It's kind of personal for him. So just telling you that so that you can navigate it if you need to.
Thank you for the information. I will be sure not to betray trust. I am a medical professional.
That, Gina, if you wish,
Yes.
that is going to be reflected in any boost die you want to give because of your stunning successes on that roll. With 4 advantages, you can give away 4 boost dice.
One for everyone.
Yeah, pretty much. So whoever wants to talk to Gran, you can throw a boost die at him.
I'm going to approach Elias.
Okay.
Elias. Apologies.
Elias had been was lying down I think as you approach, you could see the like sleeping bag or whatever just shaking a little bit quietly, and they sit up. Yeah, no, I was sleep.
Apologies.
How can I help?
I did not mean to wake you. I assumed, as of late, my noise tends to alert those to my coming. I wish to speak to the leader of the fight. His name is Gran. Have you met?
I mean, he was the one who was all gruff, like, I'm in charge of all my men, even though plenty of them aren't men, and all. They don't step on my turf, right?
Affirmative. That one.
Then yes.
I believe he may be experiencing some emotional distress. I am fully capable, but there are some aspects to human loss that some do not feel they can connect with me. You come from a similar background to the people of this planet. Would you like to accompany me in possibly speaking with him?
Elias just starts looking for wherever Myth is. Like, you got the wrong man, buddy. Doesn't see Myth.
Myth's just standing off to the side a little bit.
Not to Elias's eye. I think when they look, there's no one to save them. And so they stand up, and they're they're gonna do.
Well, you seem to have entered a panic response. Do you need medical attention?
I don't need
Your heart
medical
rate has
attention
elevated.
to talk to someone. I can talk to people. MT.
I was hoping, since we are co-workers, that you would assist me. Do you have a different suggestion?
And they look around, and I think this time they do see Myth. And
Myth's eyes are like in a data pad.
Yep. And they see Stucky and Lon, and they just kind of rub their face again one more time. Stand up. They got this. I'll accompany you, co-worker.
Thank you. This is a different hand gesture than the last one you taught me.
Yeah, so this one goes like, and I will educate in the fine art of like taking someone's arm.
Wonderful. I loop yours.
And as we walk, I'm assuming I'm like 1.5 paces to every one of yours. A rangy broad is MT too.
Every time I lift what would be the kneecap joint, I lift and then just very slowly move it until you've made it, and then put it down, and then again, so that I match pace.
Okay. Y'all will notice that the corporal, he's on the ground with his legs out in front of him, and you just see him just going through some maintenance on his chair, just kind of looks up at the two of you, and he sees the direction you're headed, and he just nods to both of you and goes back to his chair. When you enter the next room that is adjacent, you see this place is mostly empty. There are a few bedrolls in here that have been pulled up. In the corner, the far right corner near one of the windows that has been mostly like, it looks like it's been obscured by metal plates, so with a small peephole just out front. you see the man himself. He's in the corner. It looks like he has his shirt off, and he is currently like nestled up like he was about to go to bed. And he is scraping what looks like carbon scoring off of the tip of a blaster, an E11 blaster. And he sees the two of you come in, and he pauses for a moment, a little surprised to see the both of you. And he just wait. He kind of stares at everyone for a second.
Oh,
Hello.
hey, I can help with that. And they'll come over and sit down next to Gran and pull out some solvent, like guns.
He immediately hands it to you. He just looks at the solvent and goes, and hands it over.
Yeah.
So that shot you took, immediately, just straight to you, Elias. I saw that shot. Back of a moving speeder right through.
Yeah, those happen a lot back out on the farm. Something or other tries to chase you because you're moving, and they're like, you're moving and getting pounce, and not today.
Farm. I appreciate that. A lot of the people here are farmers. Question though, do you always bang, 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 or do you more of a sniper kind of person? What do you prefer?
Whatever gets the job done, but I got a blaster rifle. A real one. The rebellion equipped me.
He reaches down and he unclips something from one of the E11s that he got, and he holds up a scope.
Brother, you're gonna need that for your fight.
I'm the spray and pray kind of person. And he offers it to you.
I don't know.
Full auto is my game.
Thank you.
He nods. He says, not a problem. When you put down space fascists, you save lives. He says darkly to you as he turns back to his blaster.
Damn right.
Affirmative. I have tended to your fighters. They are in tip-top shape again. All healed. Gran.
Thank you for that. They've been fighting very hard.
Of course. It is what I am programmed to do. And also, I enjoy it.
You enjoy it, huh?
Yes, I do.
It's important to enjoy your work.
It's important to keep people alive that are doing good.
Why are you in my room?
You are the last patient on my list, Gran. I need to make sure you're in tip-top shape, too.
All right. So what? Do you need to examine me then?
Yes. May I?
Mm-hmm. He stands up and lifts up his arms.
How are you feeling?
Tired. Very tired.
Yes. How are your crew? My co-workers and I have journeyed quite a long time.
I don't know. I think they're losing their desire to fight, personally. And I don't blame them. It's easier to not fight.
Yes. I don't know easier, but I did speak with one that spoke of hope. Do you still have hope?
For what?
That is the question.
I thought when you said you were going to check me over, I thought this was to see if I had any wounds.
That is what I'm doing.
You see him for a split second. There's like just a little bit of vulnerability that passes over his face, and a little bit of anger bubbles up, and he goes, "I'm fine." And he sits back down into the bed.
I do
Whatever
not mean
happens, this
to
is ending soon.
Yes. My coworkers and I set my hand near Elias, are here to help as best we can to give your crew hope. Your farms and this planet deserve better. We would like to give you that better.
Is this recruitment?
I am not a recruiter. I am a medical technician bot. But I do speak very highly of my coworkers.
He looks resigned to you, MT.
Mm-hmm.
You were probably I don't know what you were expecting based off of what you were being told, but what you find is a man who looks like he is resigned.
Yeah.
You see his shoulders are there's not as much tension. His body language isn't suggesting resistance necessarily. He looks like he was being quite authentic when he described himself as tired.
Yeah.
There's a stretch. You and Elias both allow him that long moment of silence for him to collect. And I'm going to have you roll negotiation on this.
Okay.
And if you want, you can try to make a pitch for another one, because I think leadership would also come into play here. So if you've got that, I would definitely allow that come into play.
No. What's that?
Use an Ox Crew die.
Yeah.
Ox Squad. Do you want to call upon one of the boost die from Ox Crew?
Yes. And okay. I'll say something with the negotiation die.
Okay. Matthew Smith, thank you for that Ox Crew bonus die there.
Thank you, Matthew Smith.
The Ember Squad and the Rebellion appreciates you. All right.
Okay. What's the difficulty that I'm adding?
So I'm gonna have you roll. I'm actually gonna make this a hidden roll.
Okay. I don't know what that
means.
So
this is gonna be a contested roll.
Okay.
For successes. So go ahead and just roll that boost die, and whatever else you got, tell me what you get.
Okay. One success.
Okay.
So I will just say, I will pull up a chair. I will pull up a chair and
screech across the floor as you just drag it over to you.
And I will form a sort of triangle between Gran, Elias, and myself at the table. And let the silence happen, and say as my negotiation I do not wish to cause any distress or recruit, as you said. My purpose here is simply to heal and protect. Many other of my coworkers are much better at varying skills. If you are finding difficulty finding hope and need rest, we would be more than happy to share our varying skills with you.
He regards you with this tilted head and this like sly smirk on his face, and he says, "There's a certain level of charm to the effort you're making right now, and I appreciate it."
None of my other coworkers would agree with that descriptor of me.
Yeah, well, look, I'll tell both of you this. And he glances over at you, Elias, and he says, all that matters to me right now is destroying that facility. But the rebellion, I don't know. Leaving this world to go fight in other worlds, for the longest time, I didn't think that was going to help anyone here of Okaran Prime, but destroying that facility, if we succeed in our mission today, if we spill blood together, my men and I will join you.
Would you hold on a moment?
Okay.
Elias, tend to the guns. And I get up and I leave the room.
Droid walks out of the room and he just stares after you for a moment and then glances over at you and Elias and says, that is the most unique medical droid I've ever met in my life.
She's the best. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
I thought I heard that one of your partners might still be captive. Is that true?
It's been 3 weeks now. I don't know if it's true anymore.
That's why you're walking around like a dead man, isn't it? Because you don't have hope anymore that you'll get her. Get him.
How old are you?
Old enough.
It's a damn shame. You're too young to be old enough.
They took my grandmama's farm. Damned if they do that to anyone else. As long as I'm around.
When this Imperial Star Destroyer arrives, if that facility is still viable, they're going to seize every farm on Okaran Prime. This will become a manufacturing plant for chemical weapons that will kill hundreds of thousands of people.
I'd rather burn all the back to barley in a barn than see that happen.
Same here.
But if you could give me a description or something, I'll put my gun to finding your partner. I got this now. I hold up the scope. I can keep an eye out.
Roll charm with the 1 die difficulty.
Okay. Don't worry, yo. I spec'd very deep into that.
It's more of a coercion chest, but you weren't really trying to get anything out of him. And yeah, this is more of a charm tech. This is more of a charm. Yeah.
They're just an earnest little kiddo. I think I'd like to spend a destiny point because we're going to need the boost dice for all of the stuff yet to come, and that's a finite supply. But you can make us miserable, and then we get the destiny points back.
You get a destiny point. I just spent it for you, so I flipped the token. You. Go ahead and upgrade that.
Well, It didn't roll. It rolled
3 successes.
Gosh. No.
Elias, he clenches his jaw. It's probably a combination of things. It is a combination of the exhaustion. It's probably a combination of MT leaning on him very successfully. And now you, this kid who clearly knows what it is to fight and clearly knows what it is to have something that you love taken from you. And all of it causes this erosion in the walls he's got up. And he says, they're about my height. They have dark brown, chestnut-colored eyes and tattoos. Some of them are ridiculous. If you look close enough, on their left arm. Yeah. Fade, haircut, slick back. The intensity. They have an intense gaze, even when they're happy. You feel like they could switch on you in a moment. Good build, too. Thick. And the laughter changes for a moment, and he just says, they have a scar, I think, by now. When they were being taken from me. In the protest, the Empire, they were using... Well, at first they were using stun batons, and then they switched to vibro weapons, and then the blasters. I think they must have a scar on their face, last I saw them. Unless they've gotten medical attention. Part of me cringes to think as to why they would have been treated to be healthy. But you'll know them when you see them.
I will now.
And if one's available, give them a blaster. They taught me how to shoot.
There will be one available. Grant, I'm not much of a recruiter. I think you probably see why. But I guess what I can do is make sure. I want people to have people looking out for partners go missing and grandmamas kicked off their farms and stuff like that. You do what's right by yours, but I'm glad Rebellion put me in a position to do right by yours too.
He reaches over without looking at you. He actually kind of looks away and pats your hand and just... In the next room, MT, you see most of Ember's squad is finding a moment to just rest. Whether y'all are sleeping or not, Ortha and well, actually, I should ask, Stucky, you're probably getting... I think everyone's probably getting some rest at this point. You need at least 4 hours or you're going to start taking strain.
Yeah, Stucky kind of found himself a corner to like hide in, and is just kind of there.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can see when you enter the room, MT, the first thing you noticed is it looks like Tillo has finally finished working on his chair. He's got his blaster stationed up there, and he's kind of leaning up against it, and he's managed to close his eyes. On his lap is a data pad where he's working out a plan. But across the way from Tillo, you actually see Myth is just completely engrossed in the data pad. Looks like absolutely just buried in it, laser focus, unaware of what's going on around them.
As I'm walking, I announce, Myth, I am approaching you. Do not be alarmed.
Across the way, Tillo is just kind of empty. Stealth setting. People are sleeping.
Yes, but my approach tends to alarm those when they are sleeping.
You're fine. Come on over. I can multitask.
I will keep my volume lower. Hello.
Hello.
Am I disturbing you?
No, I am just wrapping up. I've been looking over the Imperial officers' files.
May I have a seat?
By all means.
And I just kind of lower my chassis to get more eye level. I was just speaking with Gran.
Oh.
For a medical checkup.
Of course.
I believe, possibly, since the kind of care that he requires, the kind that takes away the level of tired that he feels, is not something I can provide. Not in such a short amount of time. But I think what might be best of all, aside from companionship, is knowing that this plan is going to work.
Well, I don't know how. I'm not necessarily a computer. I can't necessarily calculate the odds.
I can. Run your theories by me, and I can tell you the odds.
Okay. There are 2 squads of Imperial troops. The base is not as well guarded as the imps would like us to believe. So that does, with our friends here, that does give us a little bit more of an advantage. If we can get Elias up in some sort of perch, that could help even the odds a little bit. They're a hell of a crack shot.
Yes, they also have received a scope, adding that to my calculations of more success.
Oh, excellent. That will definitely assist them. Let's see. Stucky's. We could potentially have Stucky do some air support using the little ship we have. Maybe Elias hangs out the back. That is a perfect sniper perch. I don't really know. Do I have the layout at this point off of this pad? Was I able to sort of glean that?
No, frustratingly enough, the layout is actually not available on the pad. All that's available is some of the basic information of personnel inside. There's 2 squads of stormtroopers, which is a total of 12 stormtroopers, and it looks like there's maybe about 14 citizens of Okaran Prime that are being kept in the facility itself. You don't know what their condition is, and their prisoner names are all just numbers and barcodes. From what you can tell, there's a couple of plant areas inside where the facility is being used to run testing on the chemical compounds that are going to be made into the weapon itself. But more importantly, there is a storage facility that has what looks like roughly 50 tons worth of chemical compound that will be used for the weapons themselves. Curiously enough, it does list a couple. Actually, you know what? Let me have you roll a knowledge warfare check.
Okay. Let's.
And I'm going to set the difficulty of this. This is not going to be easy, actually.
May I assist at this since we're working as a team?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. If y'all are working as a team, I'm going to say make a knowledge warfare check, and I'm going to set the difficulty of this at 3.
I did pick up researcher, which allows me to remove a rank of difficulty.
Nice.
Oh shit!
And
So
it takes
drop that
half
down
the
to
time.
2.
And you also have one of the boosts from my advantages, just to remind you.
Oh, I forgot to dang it.
Yeah, I would like a boost die from that advantage, and I'd also would I be able to can I spend a light side point, y'all, to upgrade one of these die?
Yes, please.
Just because my knowledge
Absolutely.
of warfare is not the bestest.
Then he spends his
Okay.
dark side points at the top of the encounter, and we get the light sided points back at the end. It's the structurally correct flow. Can you hear the copium in my voice?
All right, go ahead. Make your roll. You got that light point spent.
And it was difficulty 2, you said?
It was 3. You dropped it down to 2, though. So yes, it's just 2 purple die.
Okay, sounds good.
Oh.
Ooh.
That's okay. I was gonna say you also had a bonus die from Gina. Gave you one.
Yeah, I put that in there.
Yeah.
But Gina had another one that she gave you as well because she had
Because I
4
was
advantage
assisting.
rolls, and she was assisting. So you actually have 1 more advantage die to roll on that.
Okay.
Not that it particularly matters.
It adds
You got a
to the
success.
Or, never mind.
So 3 successes total. Yeah. Okay. You've uncovered it with 3 successes. You've uncovered a very, very important piece of information. The chemical compound itself is highly volatile, and even though it is a chemical weapon used to kill biologics, it reacts very poorly to fire.
Well, it's a good thing we've got some of those incendiary grenades we were able to find.
Yeah, the reason why this is relevant, I'll tell you with 3 successes, the reason why this is relevant is blowing it up doesn't mean spillage. You're not going to blanket the city with chemical warfare. You're going to there's going to be a big boom if this facility goes up, a big one. Don't be there.
Well, destroying the facility and destroying the contents within will be quite easy. What we need to do is we need to take out the imps. Personally, I'd like to get all of the information off of their computers that I can, and be able to disseminate it among the populace.
I can assist with that.
That would be most helpful. But once we manage to secure the facility, destroying the compound, and the facility itself is quite easy.
Are you confident in this plan?
Well, I can only be so confident in any plan. But I think we have a good chance. Barring any complications. I make a pointed look to the GM.
This ghostly force ghost just sitting in the corner just...
Eric, what was the percentage that MT calculates as our mode of success, barring a small contingency plan of complications?
Honestly, there's so many variables in play. Not knowing the layout of the place is a huge setback. You don't know how long it's going to take you to get through there. Plus, Elias is going to be rendered almost useless as a sniper once the initial fight happens, because everything is close quarters after that. When y'all are in those corridors, it's going to be hallway fights. You suspect they are going to be dug in pretty well. Yeah, this is going to be like trying to pull out a tick. You're going to have to dig in there and dig your way through. There's no version of this, MT. There's no version of this that is not a blunt, bloody fight.
Okay.
It's just going to be smashing in the door, because ultimately, MT, what you're calculating is what the thing that has changed the calculus on everything is the accelerated window of time. If an Imperial Star Destroyer is going to be here very soon, you don't have a lot of ops planning that you can do for this. And there's too many variables in play. All you know is their numbers aren't as good as their numbers are not going to help them as much as you thought they were.
Their numbers?
Yeah, 12 stormtroopers, and y'all have your squad and 4 and a 5th, and a 6th, because Z is going to be fighting alongside y'all. So this is going to be a tough fight. But y'all are not at a disadvantage when it comes to firepower. It's just going to be the number one thing that's going to be counting against y'all is you don't know what to expect when you get in there. All you know is there's only 12 Imperials, and there's 14 people of Okaram that are desperately hoping you can save them without even knowing. That's all you got. And sunup is in about 5 hours.
Okay. I extend my elbow the way Ellis taught me.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, let us go tell the plan to Gran to give hope. They are outnumbered. And I reach into my chest to bring out the last cherry lollipop. I must give him this. And I like crossfade to us in the room, all huddled, giving the game plan of giving him more confidence that we have run the numbers and this is the best thing we can do, and that there is a definite chance that we are going to succeed.
Okay, then why don't we do this?
That's my way of giving him hope.
That's perfect. You basically, because first of all, y'all breaking down the knowledge that y'all have based off your operation is new information to him. So the next morning, we're going to say everyone gets rest, and that's reflected in your restored strain, your restored wounds. The window of time is closed dramatically now. So 11, you got about 5 hours, an estimated 5 hours before this Imperial Star Destroyer jumps in the system. You've explained your plan to Gran, and in the morning, while people are chowing down on their rations, everyone has been called into the main room. And Corporal Tillo starts going over what he's got based off of the information that MT has supplied, based off of the data that Myth was able to pull in conversations with Gran, and so on and so forth. Going over it all, this is what he says. As everyone huddles around him, he just comes to a stop, activates the brake, stretches and says, all right. So MT's probably already spelled it out to y'all. It's like this. There's really no time to plan any kind of over-engineered op for this. Sneaking in, all of that. Squad, we're scrapping it. We have 5 hours. We don't have time. Because when we get in there, our first priority has got to be liberating the people once we're inside. Priority number 2, and this is almost just as vital, is we need to gain access to the communications network and ping the rock skipper. Otherwise, we're going to have to dig in here on Okaran Prime and hide 14 people from the Empire. The last objective, blowing the place to hell. Secondary objective, if possible, if it is possible, we need to seize the scientist, Dr. Gilliso, if we can. If we can't,
Understood.
I can't give a kill order on her. I don't have any proof that she's an enemy combatant, and I'm not about to do that. But it'll be up to her how fast she can run if the facility is going to blow up. So here's what I got. And he lays out a map in front of you. He says, we're going in the front door. They're not going to see that coming. They're going to expect something real subtle. We're not going subtle. Elias, we're going to put you up in a nest. They're going to have the front doors guarded at least by 2 Imperial stormtroopers. Expect 2 more at least to be hidden somewhere on the premises because they're probably expecting an attack from us. So Elias, hidden targets are your priority. The door targets, we'll mop them up if you can't get to them. We're going to put 2 charges on the door, save the rest for the inside of the facility. Thanks to MT and Myth, we now know that the chemical warfare that's being kept inside these weapons that they're brewing are highly explosive. 2 charges should do the trick all for us. We don't have to worry about preserving what we've got. So, worst case scenario, if it comes down to it, use your grenades, but be aware, you're not going to have any time to run if you switch to grenades. He looks at everyone pointedly when he says that. Gran, you were honest with me, so I'm going to be honest with you. My primary mission was getting Z off the planet. but I'm making a command decision to change the primary goal to destroying this facility. The rebellion's on the run right now. The chemicals that they're brewing in here could kill hundreds of thousands of people, civilians and rebellions alike. These chemicals will liquefy the insides of anybody it comes into contact with. We cannot let it off-world. I know you said your priority is your people. Ember Squad's my responsibility, but so is the rebellion. Therefore, no matter what happens, and he pauses and looks at everybody, no matter what happens, that building goes up today. Do you all read me? We're all coming out of this. But however it ends, the building isn't. That's the plan. Suit up. Leaving in 15.
Yes, sir.
Grand speaks up at that point and says, hey. His people pause for a second and look back and says, we've been scratching at their heels this whole time. Today, they're going to learn what we're made of, huh? Today we get to show them what we've been fighting for. Few of the people of his resistance kind of nod to each other. The Rhodian slaps his chest, and each one of them kind of pats each other on the chest. Few of them come up and pat you guys on the chest, Ember Squad. And what you imagine must be some kind of like sign of fellowship and whatnot as the soldiers just come out and pat you. Ping, ping. You get a nice pat on your chest, MT.
Here.
Elias,
I have learned
you get
a
a
new
small...
hand sign.
Yeah.
Bam.
Bam. Elias, you get a small, cold, like toothpick kind of plinking against the side of your face as Elo just goes ding, ding. And Elo says, and says, I got you, Elias. I'm watching everyone's back today.
They're literally just whistling.
Yeah. Elias, when you do that, Elo turns and looks at you, Ortho, and says, I think my communication circuits are malfunctioning. I didn't understand anything Elias just said.
They're just offering a friendly gesture back. Think of it as a good luck, coworker.
Oh.
They'll learn your language over time.
At that point, y'all swipe ahead and start loading into the transports that y'all have, the speeders, with with Stucky taking the point in the driver's seat, of course.
Absolutely. He's this whole time he's just kind of been muttering to himself the specs of a Star Destroyer.
Yeah, I mean, they're ridiculous. They have so many vulnerabilities, and they don't care because they're flying cities that are just they're just a flying platform of turbo laser batteries and squadrons of TIE fighters.
Yeah.
They're giant flying space stations.
So
they're so big.
There's a little bit of worry, but he's trying to cover it with specs.
Yeah. I'm essentially like the specs you've been reading. Yeah, Stucky. I mean, the Type 2 Imperial Star Destroyer is a relatively new ship that the Rebellion has been having to contend with. And the Type 2 has the ability to turn an entire city into glass in about an hour of orbital bombardments. It's terrifying, the amount of firepower they have.
If we're late by even 30 minutes, there's absolutely no way in hell I'm going to be able to outfly that thing in a brick.
Yeah, and you already know, and you particularly, Stucky, being the spacehead that you are, there is no reality in which a Nebulon B frigate can stand toe to toe with this thing.
No.
If the rock skipper gets caught by this Star Destroyer, that is a no-win scenario. That does not end well for anybody. 2 squadrons and a Nebulon B frigate against the 12 squadrons and the firepower of an Imperial Star Destroyer, it's just not going to go well. So with that, with the clock ticking, Ember Squad, you all saddle up and get into your transports. And in the wee hours of the morning, just as the red sun is starting to crest over the mountains in the distance, casting a bloody light over this neon city, a lot of you begin to head out towards this Imperial outpost, which is in the industrial district of the city itself. Thankfully, not too close to any facilities that are actually still in operation. Indeed, as predicted, the industrial areas of the city have been largely vacated since the Empire has been operating here. Probably standard issue in which the Empire didn't want any civilian buildings around them for whatever reason. But as you all start approaching, Tillo basically takes command about a block and a half away from the facility. He orders the speeders to a stop and everyone to dismount, muttering something about Imperial probe droids keeping an eye out on the facility, especially because they're expecting all of you. As everyone's dismounting, he just calls one last quick huddle and says, Elias, your two targets are anybody you see skulking out front. You see any sharpshooters? That's what your target is. But if you see that Imperial probe droid, that's your primary target. He nods. He says, if you can take away their reconnaissance, get rid of their eagle eye for the battlefield, that's going to give us a huge advantage. And the rest of us, he shrugs. The rest of us are going in the front door. Our signal, he's going to nod over to Gran. Our signal will be the sound of Elias's blaster shot.
I have 2 knives.
He looks at you and says, what's that? Trillo, he looks at you and Tillo just says, MT, do me a favor. With your knives, don't get shot. You're our only medic on the field right now.
Should I have a blaster? Or
He
a
looks at everybody for a
shield?
second and just, would you like a blaster?
I would like to keep my coworkers safe. The less bad guys, the less they can hurt my friends.
Give her a blaster just in case. Gran says, oh, this is going to be good. And he reaches down and he pulls out a spare E11 blaster. So he hands you a blaster rifle.
I put both vibro knives in one metal claw.
And you just hold the blaster.
And then I grab the blaster and I look over at Stucky. Do not worry, coworker. I've got your back.
It just gets worse every time. Empty. Thank you for.
You're welcome.
Okay, yeah. Not going all the way with that. Is anyone watching Elias's back?
Tillo looks at you and says, is that going to be you?
I mean, yeah, I can.
All right, you're watching Elias's back. You two are going to be a pair. So stick close to each other. And don't forget, while we're inside, it's close quarters. So check your corners at all times. Always check your corners.
Yeah, I'll have I'll have our evac primed and ready as soon as we get the word.
He nods and says, all right, the Alliance is counting on us today. Let's make this count.
Elias looks like they just got picked first for dodgeball for the first time in their whole dang life. But
Do you want to roll
they
knowledge
are
warfare?
at some little bit of their periphery picking up on a vibe from Mr. O'Hara. So should I roll what gives? I feel like perception is the what gives check.
On Myth, you're getting a vibe from Myth?
No.
From
Stucky.
Oh, from Stucky. Okay, that's up to you, Stucky. If you want to have Elias, you can call for a roll from Elias, or you can tell me that Elias sees it.
I will say that Elias. Because Elias has kind of been keeping tabs on stuff, you do notice that he's been tapping on the spot of his armor where he was shot, like a nervous fidget.
Got it.
Mm.
So it's a series of beats. The elation of like the cool kid picking ya. The sense there's something wrong. The oh, I got his back. We don't talk about it.
Okay.
I said nothing.
Yeah, it occurs to you. Your big sibling today.
I think Stuck might even notice. You notice it is kind of like one of those like just be chill kind of looks.
Nothing about Elias knows how to give like the acknowledgement nod of the bro, but there's a paroxysm of their neck that looks like they tried.
Okay. The squad moves down the block. A few citizens of Okaram see you all moving and without a word rush to cover. No one says anything. No one alerts anybody. They just go to cover. You see a few of them see you all moving and just kind of shove off. They notice that nobody looks like Imperials and they see where y'all are headed. They shuffle away quickly and quietly. An encouraging sign, if nothing else. As you guys come up to the corner of one of the blocks, you kind of glance around the corner. Tillo peeps his head out before rolling back and swivels around and looks at you, specifically Myth, and just says, all right, stick by me. I'm going to be watching your back this entire firefight, okay, Myth? My objective is to get you to that communications array. It's going to be up to you to spike it so we can contact the rock skipper.
I'm on it.
And he swivels around and looks right at you, Ortha, and says, you're our saboteur. You're going to blow this place to hell.
Looks like work's going to be stopping a little bit longer than they expected.
All right, Ember Squad. Let's do this. Elias, let me know when you're in position. We're going to pause there, y'all. And we're going to take our break a little bit early because the shit is about to hit the fan. And the fight against the Empire is about to happen. So we are going to be back in 10 minutes. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to Ember Squad. Sam is definitely not eating anything right now. Sam definitely didn't just shove a bunch of food in their mouth. And yeah. All right. So we're going to go ahead and jump right back into this. When we last left off, Sam was just shoving food in their mouth. And we were... I know. I'm sorry.
I'm going to have
Ember
more
Squad is
chips
closing
just
in.
for that.
You're going to just defiantly, hey, rebel, right? You rebel. All right. Where we last left off, y'all were closing in the facility. You're looking around the corner. You've got eyes on the facility right now. So I'm going to have everyone in the party make perception checks as you all get set up into your positions. Elias, it's easy enough to find places to settle in and get eyes in the space. The trick here is I'm going to have you roll knowledge warfare before I have you roll perception, because while everyone is getting their eyes on the facility, you're getting in place to get your eyes in the facility. You've got to pick a good spot. Some of them might be more obvious than they need to be. So
can I assist?
Yeah, absolutely. I would say everyone make perception checks, and the difficulty of the perception check is actually going to be, I'm going to say it's 1.
Yes, and like don't forget to account for the air. If I were seeing you hit here.
Do we all still have the extra boost dice except for the people who talked to Gran for an extra
correct. Yes. So Myth, you get to roll. Oh no, Myth, you used yours. That's okay, but you got your 3 advantages, so you can actually hand those boost die out as
I would
well.
like to.
What was the difficulty again?
1.
Difficulty is going to be 1. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Also for the knowledge warfare?
I'm sorry?
Also for the knowledge warfare, difficulty 1?
No, for the knowledge warfare is difficulty 2.
Oh, were you also doing a knowledge warfare roll, or is that
no? Only Elias.
I'm getting a boost from Stucky, but I was like,
Got it.
And I'd like to also give a boost
And Myth.
from that.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're all on the
Stucky.
ground, correct? There was something that Elias is not
Yeah.
in the in a plane shooting, right?
No.
All on the ground.
No.
Okay.
no.
Everyone's on the ground.
Okay.
Not yet.
I also got 2 advantages. I can. They don't have to be physically close. Right? It's a narrative, right? I can give them to someone.
It's a narrative thing. Yes. Mm-hmm.
In that case, I'll give 1 to Myth and 1 to Elias.
Okay. Keep track of those. Myth and Elias. So Stucky has rolled.
That was my first roll of the day. It's not great.
Am I the only one that notices something? How is that possible?
We could just say that the vantage point that you have right now, you are tall enough where you're actually getting a vantage point on. Oh, Elias, yeah, Elias, that's your knowledge warfare check. Okay, Elias, there's a couple of spots that you see that would be ideal, and every bone in your body tells you don't go for those. They know you're coming, and you have a feeling this sensation that like going for the obvious spot would be the worst possible. But then they also might be anticipating you going for the hidden spot. So instead, Elias, you find yourself a place right in plain view where they probably won't be looking. Just across the street, there is what looks like a couple of empty containers and crates, possibly just dumped off to make space on the facility's courtyard to keep it open. There's no way anybody who would be trying to stage any kind of like bird's eye or sniper shot of any kind would be positioning themselves somewhere that close unless they could get really good in camoed there. But you find a nice spot on top of one of the containers because they are multi-layered stacked and kind of like sandwiched on top of one another. You find a nice little groove where you can just slide right in and get eyes on the facility in front of you. So now I'm going to have you make a perception check, and don't forget to include those boost die. And we're going to say that the success that you just scored for the knowledge warfare check, I'm going to let you also gain a boost die from the success. Oh, you know what though? Gain an additional boost die because you've got a scope on your rifle.
Okay. So should I count it for that and not for the optical sight? Or should I count it for both?
Yeah. Tell me what the optical sight is.
Yeah, so I figured we were going with the rarity 1 sight of the various options. That will reduce difficulty by 1 at long and extreme ranges.
That's correct.
That is mechanically committed to.
So I just wanted to make at long range.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then that's perfect.
It doesn't have to.
Oh, okay. No, no, you could use it. You could use it throughout the shot because it's going to function just like a binocular. This is basically like, this is how snipers do it, is they basically gauge what they're shooting at. They do have a spotter, but you don't. So in this case, go ahead and I'll just say I'll reduce the difficulty. It is going to be long range and there's plenty of activity happening. Go ahead and make the roll with a difficulty of 2.
Okay.
And all those boost dice.
Yep. So that's 2 boost dice because I got 2 before I made my first roll and then Lon came in. So that boost dice and the boost die from before versus 2 purple die. Roll.
Okay. You see the 2 stormtroopers at the front door. And Elias, you don't see anyone else. However, you see one of the stormtroopers talking into their wrist.
I forgot the last one from the scope when you said yes for an answer. I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead and... Oh, 1 success. When you see them talking into their wrist, your instinct immediately goes to the sky. You look out from behind your scope and immediately start taking a glance around, and you catch the brief glint of a red light on one of the rooftops about 6 stories up at long range. And immediately as you duck back down and look through your scope, you can see what looks like a partially covered probe droid that is looking out through the entire the city block. Your companions may have already been spotted. You don't know. No alarm has gone up, but at the vantage point that probe droid is at, they are going to be spotted very soon if they haven't been yet. The squad is in danger.
Corporal, I see the probe. I think I see the probe.
You hear some crackling on the comm, and then coming back, you hear, "We're in position. If you've got the shot, take it." You see its head swivel, and you think it's about to move.
Now.
Okay. You just see it starting to slink away from the horizon of the side of the building, and you immediately, Elias, you take the shot. So you did have time to set up an aiming action during this. This is going to kick off combat, and it is definitely going to count as a surprise action. So go ahead and take the shot. Make the roll. Now, here's the issue with it. It's at long range, but that's within range of this rifle. That's the good news. The bad news is it does have partial cover. So there is going to be a setback die here. Actually, it's going to have, there's going to be I'm actually going to, a setback die, and I'm going to spend a dark side point to raise that. So it's going to be one purple, one red, and a setback to take the shot.
I would like to spend a help me boost.
You want to call upon the Ox crew?
I was also going to ask if I could assist.
How would you assist in the shot?
If I'm not mistaken, because I just want to get contextually where we are. Stucky is with Elias, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. I think what's Elias is, that they have the shot. Stucky's just gonna breathe. This is what you do. You got it. Just kind of trying to reassure, like.
Okay.
I'm not looking at my boots.
I have
Make a leadership roll.
Is that me or Elias?
Stucky, that's you. Make a leadership check here.
Okay, I don't think that I'm good at that.
Maybe you have hidden depths.
I'm gonna say the difficulty. I'm gonna say 1.
Okay.
Difficulty 1 die.
Oh boy.
Sort of like an easy.
Yeah.
One success. Okay, so 1 success.
I did it twice by accident.
All right, so I'll give you an extra boost die then. From that. And if you are spending Ox Crew boost die, then I'm happy to say, Laura, thank you so much, Laura, for helping Sam make this shot. Elias needs it.
May the power of Enna flow through me.
All right, so make the shot.
Okay.
Here we go. Combat starts as soon as this happens.
Shoot. Pull.
Oh, but you got to spare.
What a beautiful
Wow. I don't think I've ever seen that many advantages in a roll ever. 1 success, 9 advantages, 1 triumph, and 1 despair. I've never seen that roll in all the years I've played Star Wars. I have never seen that roll before. You literally got the full bouquet of like total chaos.
The bouquet, okay. Yes.
Here's what I'm gonna do.
It's messy.
That's gonna crit the droid with 9 advantages. I'm going to.
I mean, it crits like 3 times, right?
Essentially, yes. But keep in mind, you can't. There's no critical hit table for anything that's lower than Nemesis. So rivals.
Oh, you said I critted,
it goes straight
so
to the.
I thought it. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
So basically, as the blaster bolt goes off, the droid, you see this large spark explode on the side of the droid, and the droid detonates. And the sound of the detonation is what confuses you, Stucky, because I'm burning that despair point. The droid explodes, And you don't realize in that instance, because you're not watching Elias, you don't realize in that instance that a sniper who spotted you all shot at you at the exact same moment. So I'm going to make a roll against Elias right now because y'all were scoped.
Yeah.
The same moment that goes off. So.
All right. I'm narratively described as a prone boy.
Yeah, that's going to give him a setback die.
Mm-hmm.
Let me jump in here. And after this, we're jumping into combat.
Stucky's just going to give, like, Elias a clap on the back. Like, that's what's up.
All right.
And I'm going to go look at the table for spending 9 advantages.
Okay. One moment here. All right.
You're one away from becoming a Jedi.
This is, oops. Okay. Now then. Okay. Yeah, no. That we'll say long build. Okay. This is going to be Nani? No. Yes. Okay, everybody calm down. Let's build this pool out proper. There we go. Cool. Setback die. Because you're prone. I'm also going to give him another setback die because you were technically behind cover. And I'm going to spend a dark side point to upgrade that die.
I'd like to spend 3 of my advantages to add a point of defense, which is another setback die.
Okay.
Thank you, Quincy.
All right.
Roselayer Esquire. Attorney at rules.
Well, you know, I think it's my role to help the Rose lawyer partner.
Why did it roll astrogation? Why did it roll? Hold on one sec. It's weird. I just told it to build. Hold on. Give me 1 second. I'm going to build that pool again. I don't know why it rolled the astrogation check.
Set a course for course.
No, that's actually the same roll. So never mind. That's actually correct. All right. So, yeah. So this is what happens. There's a blaster shot, and Stucky, you are in a moment of celebration as you watch the droid explode. You see the 2 stormtroopers at the front door react, and one of them just raises one of their blaster pistols. And as you look over, you can see Elias has been shot with 1 success, and that's going to be 7 damage. From a blaster pistol. An Imperial naval officer who was on the scene was trying to level that off. You can see they're outside the range of their gun, and they managed to hit Elias. At that point, I need everybody to start rolling initiative here.
Okay.
Is it cool?
So let me start initiative 1 sec.
Oh, it just has to roll dice button. Awesome. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, make your initiative checks, everybody. All right. So yes, you're rolling your cool while they're rolling their vigilance because they were not ready for the fight.
Uh-oh, yeah.
Oh, 0 cool.
No chill, MT.
Cool.
Empty, you're cool in my heart. Not Stucky's, but mine.
Okay. Vigilance for the stormtroopers.
That's 2
As
successes.
all hell breaks loose.
With advantages. They shot my homie.
Oh, damn. The squad rolls 3 successes and 3 advantages.
Oh.
No, they
damn.
Beat, like, the thing.
Hold on, we're not done just yet because we have a lot of characters going into the fight here. All right. And then you have your resistance fighters. Ooh.
Just so it's specified, I'm 2 for 1ing the remaining 6 back into the shot on the officer I'm about to take.
Okay. I'm going to stop the initiative there, and we're going to start off the first round of combat. The stormtroopers are immediately going to react. However, the stormtroopers have no eyes on targets right now. So for their action, they are just going to open fire. They immediately just start sending blaster bolts out in the middle of nowhere, and one of them is shouting into the comm as blaster fire erupts. You just see these hideous red bolts of energy slamming into walls, slamming into cargo containers, just sailing off into the sky as an eruption of fire. It just explodes outwards, and 2 more stormtroopers emerge from the bunker. You see the door open behind them and close again. There are now 4 stormtroopers that you can see on the scene, with 2 more about to emerge from the rear. That is going to be their action. They literally are panicking right now. Next up, any one of y'all can go. I believe it's Ortha, right? Looks like Ortha might actually be the next in line here.
Oh, is there an actual order? Is it just like
technically there's really no order. But I'm watching my order because I kind of have to. But you guys can go in any order y'all want.
May I heal Elias?
Dr. Stabby or Shooty McFarm.
I would just like to heal Elias so that Elias can keep shooting effectively.
Okay. Then over the comms, we're going to assume that you've been alerted that Elias has been shot.
I assumed we were like in a line because I'm right behind Stucky. I've got Stucky's back, and Stucky has Elias's back. Is that not?
So the 3 of you are over in the position. Okay, in which case, if that is the case, then you are across the street in the sort of the eagle eye position with the rest of them.
Got it. That's why I asked if we were all together. Okay. That's why I was
like,
y'all are split.
We're split. We're pretty far, but we'll be going in later. So a melee droid might want to be in the front group.
Got it. No worries. Then someone else can go. I'll heal you when it's you're a person closer to me. Yep.
Yep.
I'll just have Stucky call over the comms. MT, Elias has been hurt. I'm going to get them to you as soon as I can. And I'm going to take a shot at the person that shot
the Imperial.
Yeah,
there is an Imperial officer. You see somebody who looks like they've ducked out behind a cargo container and was trying to sneak a shot off on you guys while you were setting up. They are behind cover and they're at long range, so the difficulty of hitting them is going to be at long range. The difficulty defaults at 3.
You have a blaster pistol?
I have a pocket blaster pistol.
I don't know that it has long range unless you have a talent to that effect. It allows you to extend it.
Yeah.
Probably don't.
You're going to be out of range.
No, that's fine. No, it kind of plays into the character because Stucky does not know what he's doing in this situation.
Okay. So you pop off a shot, and essentially you just see it fizzle and slam into one of the walls. It kind of, at this range, there's just no targeting. You just see it branch off and slam into one of the walls.
Yeah. So it's just Elias. What can I do? Are you okay?
Elias, you feel a burning sensation on the upper part of your collarbone where a blaster bolt rebounded just off the inside of the container and slammed into you. It could have been so much worse. Your body armor absorbed most of it, but the burn is there. You feel a little numbness in your fingers, but you're okay.
I can take one more shot.
Yeah, I don't. No, you can't. No, we got to get you to MT.
I take the shot.
Okay, then we're going to go up on the initiative order and go ahead and take the shot. Long range difficulty 3. They are behind cover, so they get an additional setback die. Mm-hmm. And work your sharpshooter magic, Elias.
Let's hope so. All right. I haven't seen it yet. It hasn't showed up for me.
It's 8 successes.
Stop, he's already dead.
Somewhere in the distant past, before the Republic was ever formed, the people that created the bloodline of this Imperial officer just fell over dead. Okay, so all right, so how much damage does your rifle do?
9.
Okay, 9 minus the soak of the Imperial officer.
Mhm.
I'm going to give you 2 points of strain.
I'm
which
trying
I
to shoot
think-
through a burn. That feels extraordinarily fair.
9. Let's see. You're using a blaster rifle. The base damage is 9. You rolled 8 successes.
So it's 17 minus
And
6.
it's you Stucky. You don't see where Elias was shooting, but when you glance, you don't see anything there. You just see the scorched, burned side of what looks like a cover. It looks like Elias shot the corner of a container. You're not aware that Elias hit anything, except for you start to realize that on the ground are a pair of black glossy boots that probably belonged to the thing that was wearing them. Whatever's laying on the ground right now on the other side of those boots probably doesn't look like a human being anymore.
Okay, fair, but we're still getting you help.
That is,
And at this point, they turn around and they do have Scared Kid on them.
that is a Deddy McDeader's Imperial Imperial officer. That was a rival level villain. You just one shot with
That
an
was why I really
enormous.
hoped to take a shot on them and not. Thank you, Corporal Tillo, for aiming me toward the officers and not toward the minions.
Bam! You just absolutely ended that Imperial's life. That is game over. That's going to advance the initiative into the next round. Who would like to go next?
I was going to offer the doctor, but MT.
Is there a way to get me to Elias, or should I wait until Stucky brings Elias to me? Because I am tanking for the people that I'm near right now.
That's up to you.
Oh, hang on. I don't know why my camera's gone.
Mine
That
isn't.
was me.
Yeah.
I know. I thought it was you. That's me.
Yeah. So it's kind of up to
Okay.
now you're working. It's kind of up to you. Whatever you want to do.
I want to go heal Elias.
Okay, so your first instinct is immediately to get to Elias, who,
Correct.
after taking that shot, has kind of relaxed a little bit in their position. You can, let's see, with your movement, you can move. If you want to spend strain, you can get to Elias by the end of this round.
Absolutely.
Okay, you just immediately pivot, and Elias, you can hear her coming from across the street. A droid just dashing across the open pavement in full view of the stormtroopers. And that's going to be your action for the round. That'll get you to Elias at the end of the round. Who would like to go next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I will do. Well, someone has to focus on the front door. I will take cover. If there's not cover, I'll drop prone.
Oops. I forgot to roll for Z. One sec.
Okay.
Because Z is here as well. Oh, okay, cool. All right, so there is plenty of cover all around here, for sure.
Okay,
There's a couple of containers out in the front.
So one, I leap for cover.
Okay.
And I lug this the one of the E11s up. I'm like, oh, heavier than what I'm used to. And then I pop one off at one of the front door stormtroopers.
Okay, you are going to move across the battlefield. They see you, and a few of the stormtroopers turn their gaze on you, and you see the rifles coming up. There's this split second where you think your life is flashing before your eyes, and you just hammer right into the side of one of these pieces of cover and just whip around. Go ahead and make your roll. These stormtroopers who are out in front, who were opening fire out in front of them, they do not have cover. They are in full view of you, so you can make a shot.
Okay, let's see.
The difficulty, you are now at average range. The medium range, the difficulty is 2.
Do I do build pool? Here we go.
Yeah, if you select the little gun icon, it'll bring up your character, and you can select like what range you're shooting at, what weapon you're using, and it'll automatically roll for the attack and give you damage.
So we're at medium, right? You said?
You're at medium range, so the difficulty is 2. Yeah, so select medium range.
Build pool. Okay, great. How How many
Stormtroopers?
Oxtrude dice do we have left?
Oh, you guys have used 3 so far.
Oh, yeah, then I'll use
out
one
of
more.
15. Okay.
We were looking to send them here. We will be.
Yeah.
We will be doing.
All right. So Lofweir, thank you very much.
All right, here we go.
I hope I said that correctly, and if I didn't, I apologize. 3 successes and 1 threat. Let's go, Ember Squad. Damn. All right, so take a point of strain. That's 12 points of damage. Okay. Let me have to check. Let's see. Okay, so this is the Imperial Stormtrooper Squad. That's so funny. That Imperial officer. Holy hell. That is about as dead as you get in this game. That's like the damage you would get if you stepped on him with an AT-AT. Okay, so 12 points of damage. That's going to come out to, with the Stormtrooper's armor, that's going to come out to 6 wounds, which means you just killed an Imperial Stormtrooper.
Take
Bam.
that, labor squashing fascist.
6 minions becomes 5. You just see one of them just literally kick up off the ground as sparks explode across the center chest piece, and they drop to the ground. Bam, 1 down. Next up, it's still y'all's turn. It's going to be just so you know, the NPC, the avalanche of NPCs you see next are actually still on your team. That's going to be Gran. That's going to be the Resistance, and that's going to be Z.
Knowing that the probe droid has been taken out, and I don't know if Myth would have seen the Imperial officer being taken out by Elias. Maybe I would.
I don't have any problems. I don't, because I don't have any problem saying that you would notice that, because you knew that the basically the flag for the shot was going to be Elias's blaster going off.
Okay.
So you knew that Elias was kind of signaling when you guys were going to do the attack, which means you would have seen Elias gotten shot the same time they were shooting. So I don't have any problem saying that you saw the Stormtrooper.
What I would like to do is I'd like to do another perception check to see if knowing that the probe droid's taken out, one of the other hidden ones, I want to keep my head on a swivel for more hidden threats so that I can relay that to the rest of my team relay positions. Okay,
cool. Go ahead and make a perception check.
Sounds good. What's the difficulty?
Also, the difficulty of this at 3.
Okay. Might I use a boost die, friends?
All right.
Please.
Have you used the other one I gave you from earlier yet?
I have not. Yes, I have not yet.
You can use that one too, or you can use that one instead. Which would you like to do?
I'll use both of them.
Okay. In that case, Breeks, thank you for helping us spot Imperials.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Fingers crossed. Make your roll. 3 advantages, though.
But we'll pass.
Okay, in that moment, you don't see anybody, but you have enough that you can actually give some direction as to where an open space where everyone is right now. If I can be perfectly honest with you, right now, the Imperial Stormtrooper squad is getting stuck into target fixation on a certain engineer who just ran across the battlefield. Ortha has attracted their attention. They didn't see the Imperial officer get shot. They just saw somebody dash into cover and open fire and kill one of your unit members. So what would you like to do?
So using those 3 advantages, I'd like to pass them to... I'll pass one to Stucky, I'll pass one to MT, and I'll pass one to Elias.
Okay, mark those down.
And
track of that.
I'll just come over the comms and say, looks like Lon has their attention. Might be a good time to swing around for another counterattack. Just sort of relaying that information to the rest of the team. Okay, sounds good. All right, y'all. Next up in the combat round, as blaster fire has just erupted everywhere at this point, this is going to be 2, 1, 2. So in the initiative order, this is actually going to be Gran. Gran is going to open fire on one of the Imperials. Actually, no, that's short. Okay, yeah, he's going to open fire. Let's see. This is going to be he's shooting from long range. Okay, so he's going to move his medium
No, he's going to take strain. He's going to. Oh, he can't take strain because he's a. Yeah, he's going to do it anyway. He's going to use his 2 movement. And oops. And he's going to dash across the place. And when he gets into position, he's going to take cover right across from you, Ortha. You just see him slam up against one of the crates and join you in ducking around the corner and opening fire. He's going to use his blaster rifle at medium range. Let's build that pool. Medium range. That's literally it. They don't have anything else that's going to help them here. So he is going to fire. 2 successes and a triumph, which means he crits 1 and kills a stormtrooper in 1 shot. So, bam, another explosion of sparks as one of the Imperial stormtroopers basically gets blasted to high hell. Well, that's 1 crit. So there's still 11 damage. Oh, and he rolled, so there's still 11 damage. So 1's going to get shot, and so he gets a crit and 11 damage on them. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. So, he kills 2. Yeah, no, he kills 2 stormtroopers because he crits 1 and he does an additional. Yeah. So this should be 3 right there. You see 2 explosions of sparks as the blaster shots go off as more stormtroopers are pouring out. And you see 2 of them drop as he crits 1 and the spillover damage kills another one. This is minion combat, man. It's very epic. He shoots down 2. There are 3 more stormtroopers in the front of the facility. That's going to be his action. We're going to move on now to the squad. So the squad of the Okaram resistance fighters are also going to open fire from their location. They're going to move up. They're a little exposed. You see them start crossing the street and they're opening fire as they go, kind of trying to give cover fire. But they're going to be out exposed. However, the numbers are heavily in y'all's favor. They're going to move to medium range and using their blaster rifles, they are going to open fire on the stormtroopers next. And they are going to miss. You see lots of blaster fire going back and forth from the extras, basically shooting back and forth. But they do get 1 advantage, and they are going to pass that advantage on to Z, who is next. So, come on. It's not advancing. There we go. So Z is next. Z comes running out from behind, and the Rhodian goes dashing towards where she saw the 2 of you go, Quincy. She comes dashing towards Ortha and towards Gran, and just slides into cover and has what I believe she has a blaster pistol, a light blaster pistol. She takes 2 strain, gets in medium range, and is going to open fire with the medium blaster pistol. One success and a threat. So she's going to do, 6. I'm going to pass that threat off as a bonus die to the stormtroopers for the next round. And 6 minus, so they're going to take a single point. So one of the blaster bolts kind of explodes off the side of the facility behind them. You can see the smoke wafting up as this thing just slams into the ground, into the wall behind them. To their credit, the Imperial stormtroopers fight on. And then last PC round before we cycle back up. Who would like to go?
I mean,
who hasn't gone yet gets to go.
Who is the top?
No, we're at the very bottom. We have one more action here.
Who didn't go?
We have 1 PC left.
I think Stucky, did you take an action? I know you took a narrative pew pew.
I mean, I thought that counted as an action.
I don't know, because we know Lon moved. We know Myth looked around. We know MT used her action to run to me.
We know you took a shot.
I did do that.
Oh, I know who that is.
Is it Tillo?
That's Tillo.
There you go.
Yep, that's Tillo.
I figured it out.
Yep, Tillo's going to open up with the blaster carbine. Tillo's firing from long range, covering fire to the resistance fighters who were crossing the street. Let's see, that's going to be long range. The blaster carbine. Yep, that's it. It's just a pretty direct roll. 2 successes and 2 threats, which means he's going to hit. That's going to do 11 damage total, which is going to be... the stormtroopers are doing too hot. That's going to be 6 damage total. That is going to drop another stormtrooper. At this point, the 2 that are remaining start to kind of like fold in and back towards the door, trying to shoot and cover themselves. And that is going to take us back to the top of the round. That's going to be the stormtroopers. Stormtroopers, they see a whole plethora of targets. Their maneuver action is going to be to open the door. One of them just immediately calls into the comm, and the door behind them opens. And as that happens, they are both going to step back into the door of the facility while opening fire. They're going to take pot shots at, I think they're actually going to aim at the resistance fighters that they see in full view crossing the road. They see a bunch of people that are not protected by cover. They've got covering fire though. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to give them a setback die. They're at medium range at this point. So I'm going to build that pool. I'll give them 1 setback die for the covering fire, and they open fire on the resist. 2 successes and 2 threats. Okay, so that's 11 damage going to the resistance fighters. The resistance fighters have a soak of 4. So they're going to take 7 points of damage. How many did we lose just now? One of the resistance fighters got shot and drops as they're running across the street. Their blaster clattering to the ground. The stormtroopers are going to end their action by backing into the facility and closing the door. Seals right behind them. And that is their action. Y'all are up.
I would like to heal.
Okay. You're right above Bucky. You're right above Elias. You can see Elias looks like... Elias, let me ask you a very, very intense question. Is this the first time Elias has ever been shot?
By a blast?
By enemy fire?
Stars, yes.
Okay.
They've gotten some shot from that one time when Ricky but slug throwers.
Right.
It's different. And burns feel it's they have just started to have a nice little vasovagal reaction. So they're just a little tingly in their fingers. They look like they're maybe a little dizzy, a little sweaty when MT rolls up on them.
Elias, cool. Do not fear. I am here. Take a big, deep breath. 3, 2, and I inject them with a stim pack.
All right. So you have a specialty, don't you?
I do. You heal 7 points.
Okay. Bacta floods into your system.
There.
Okay.
I owe you a lollipop, coworker.
I'll collect.
Stucky's gonna take out his lollipop and toss it to Elias.
You get 2 lollipops.
I take psychic damage.
You just see sparks fly from the side of MT's head as they try to process what they just saw.
Wait, what color flavor was it? Sorry.
I think I had a purple.
Sam loves
Elias is happy.
Okay, keep going.
Tillo is on the comms to everybody and says, everyone move in. We're going to blow the door.
Dumb question, but how far away is Stucky from their speeder?
The speeder's about a block away.
That's
so it'd come out in the wash, coming back.
Yeah.
We're at long range right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I was just curious. I don't know whose turn it is.
And M2, you still have your maneuver actions if we're all going to move together and such.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can still move with you.
Well, technically right now, combat is paused. Indeed, I think what I'm going to do is clear the initiative because at this point, there's no more combatants and y'all have free reign to get up to the door. So it'll be a new cool check once the door gets blown.
In that case, Stucky is immediately running over to the rebellion fighter that got hit to see if there's any chance that this guy can be saved.
You rush over and you squat down and pull her over, and her eyes are closed, and they're like slightly open. She's just looking up at the sky. She is gone. You recognize her as one of the resistance fighters that Elias was talking to last night.
Is it the one I just healed?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I rolled to see who got shot. She has a blaster rifle and a frag grenade on her.
I pick up the blaster rifle and the grenade.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all now.
Everyone advances towards the door. You hear the Rhodian say something to Gran, letting him know that who they lost, and Gran just nods and says, "Okay." You see his face tense for a second, but he's laser focused, and Tilo wheels right up there and just pulls out a charge and puts it on the door and starts setting the timer.
Chestnut colored eyes, tattoos on left arm, thick, and they just keep repeating all of them. Yep, no, okay. Find them where it is. All good.
Yeah,
I want to help
you go full game.
Set up the charges.
Okay.
And I also while we're setting out, it's like, should we expect a shower of blaster fire the moment this door pops open?
Tilo just looks at you and says, "Yeah." This is a breach. When that door pops, grenades in.
While they're setting up the charges, can I move the body of the fallen resistance fighter to the cover that we were just in with Stucky and Elias, so that their body doesn't continue to get hit with anything?
You set her up, and she's out of the way now,
right.
And out of sight. So she'll be fine where she's at now. As this takes a few moments. But as soon as it's done, Tilo and Ortha, they immediately kind of signal to everybody that the charge is set and orders everyone back. Everyone gets further away from the door, clicks the button. There's a 1 second delay, and the door there's this column of flame that erupts from the charge, and you see flipping out into the open space as this metal door that just goes sailing across the street, skidding across the ground and just erupting in sparks, and this column of smoke. As soon as that door hits the ground, Tilo lets out a scream. You can't actually make it out from the sounds of the chaos, and hurls a grenade into the open door. And we're going to go ahead and roll combat. Everyone roll cool. So we're starting up initiative again. Roll it, roll it, roll it. Oh, boy.
One sec, sorry. Okay. Got kicked out for some reason. There we go. And we're back. Cool.
Oh, man. Okay, and then Prello. Z, the Rhodian. She is ready to fight as well. Look at that initiative. It's leapfrogged all the way through. That's amazing. All right. Is everyone rolled?
Yep.
All right. So y'all are first up. Who would like to go?
What do we see?
Right now, you see a darkened corridor with a column of smoke coming out and a hail of blaster fire. You cannot actually see through that. You can try to poke your head in if you want, But right now, the complete destruction of the door and the rupture from the inside has obscured the vision of everybody in the party. The squad cannot see in during this round.
All right. During the round, in that case, no particular advantage to waiting to throw to get a better shot or anything. You throw the grenades.
Mm-hmm.
You follow orders. So
grenade in.
It's a ranged light on a grenade toss.
Yep. Who's throwing it? That's you, Elias?
Y'all, if I throw it up, since I can put true aim on it, at least to score it through the door, hopefully I can work up some advantages for the group.
Ooh. Okay.
And pass it down the line.
Go ahead.
Hopefully, I didn't last time, but
the range is short on this because you're literally just on the other side of the door, so you're tossing your grenade into this hallway. Go ahead and build your pool. I recommend clicking on the blaster symbol, then clicking on the frag grenade, then clicking on short and click build pool. The difficulty for this,
my true aim kicks off, so I tend just to build it manually. Okay, it upgrades my check twice.
This will help doing it this way with the frag grenade specifically because it's going to give us a calculation of damage because it's a blast effect. So if your true aim adds dice, you can manually add the dice after you've built the pool.
It doesn't. It's a check upgrade.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a double.
So you can upgrade. Oh, so you basically upgrade 2 dice?
I upgrade. Yeah. So I'm rolling 5 yellows.
You can still modify it then. So if you build the pool and then you can click the upgrade of the last 2 greens.
All right, cool. Why does it have me on? Oh, it must have me on my old version of it.
Difficulty is going to be, it'll give you the difficulty.
On short, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh boy. These poor stormtroopers. They did not get paid enough for this.
I'm not seeing the upgrade. I'm so sorry.
It's literally just manually clicking it. You just click the yellow dice and get rid of the 2 green once the pool is built. When you click build pool, it should have,
Copy. And then I had a boost from before. I have a boost for my aim. Those are the only things that I have for that. Yeah, nothing else for it.
This is gonna be. Oh my god.
Okay, it worked.
You think from the explosion and from the metal piece of armor that you see flying out of the doorway that you probably neutralized that stormtrooper squad with 1 triumph, which is an auto crit, and with 13 damage and 4 advantages, which you can now spread out to the rest of the squad. Y'all have effectively eliminated one of the squads that has been guarding this facility. And they are removed from the initiative as the explosion is deafening. It roars past everybody. And MT, your audio receptors immediately detect an exceedingly dangerous level of decibels being recorded as this frag goes off. You don't register the sounds of scream, but when the smoke clears, there are 2 dead stormtroopers inside that in a smoke-filled hallway. And emptiness, like you have free reign of the base. You just see a corridor right in front of you. You're in.
When after the explosion, I just turned back to everyone. Make sure to protect your ears during explosions, and and then charge in with everyone. I guess.
Okay.
I mean, I'm gonna charge in.
You're gonna charge in. All right. So charging in.
Yeah, charge in while. I mean, I know I would have put it. Yeah, I want to pull my. Would it be a blaster? We're in a thing right now. I've never. Okay, I guess I'll pull blaster because I don't necessarily know how close they're going to be to me.
There is a hallway that goes down, looks like about 7 meters before it branches off into a, looks like an office area, like a closed room, and you see 2 corridors turning left and right.
Great.
There is an alarm blaring in the base, by the way. You can hear it just going, woo! Woo!
Pause at the corner and check to see which way is danger.
You look down the corner left and right. You see what looks like the smoke is still filling the tops, the ceilings here, but it's not so much that it's obscuring your vision. In the corridor, the first thing you see is it looks like a human who is on the ground coughing. Looks like they have some kind of a coat on, but they're on the ground just doubled over coughing. Nobody else in the hallway. The corner to your right, you just see an empty corridor leading to what looks like another door at the very end of the hall that's sealed. The door at the end of the hall that's sealed says lab facility on the front of it.
Great. I convey that information while charging the lab person on the floor.
You storm up to them. They are so busy coughing that they have not really noticed you as you charge up to them.
I would like to grapple them and check if they are the scientist we were trying to keep hostage.
The scientist you were looking for is a Sarian. You do not. This is a human. As you pull him up and looks at you in the face, you see what looks like to be a middle-aged man, deep tan skin, a very well-trimmed gray beard. His eyes are slightly bloodshot. You can see he's got a name tag on him that just rattles off a name, but you also see that it looks like he is an Imperial scientist.
I drag him back into the hall.
Okay, you just turn around. You just drag him back into the hall.
Yeah, I with zero care. The lab is to the left. And then I just sort of drop the human in front of
He just collapses to the ground. Mostly he's concussed and bordering line unconscious and is kind of coughing. He's completely out of it.
Great. Our mission
is that your action?
I'm not sure because I know I get moved action.
This is
but
that I think that would encompass your round.
Yeah.
Running down the hall, grabbing the guy, dragging him back, and explaining to everybody the situation, what you see. I think that's your round. Okay, so the rest of you see what it is that MT has pointed out. It looks like there is a door at the end of the hallway that you can see actually has lab facility on it with a big 01. There is a door in front of you that looks like it is partially glass, but is also a steel door. From here, it's hard to see what it looks like looking in. It's kind of a yellowed glass, and it looks into an area where you can see blinking lights, but you're not sure what's inside. Down the far hallway to your left, you just see 3 doors, and it does not end in a door. It looks like a dead end. Pretty basic layout from what you're looking at the moment. Tillo is going to give an order unless anybody has an idea.
Is there a access terminal anywhere near us?
That's what Tillo is going to be looking for. Tillo actually looks at you, Myth, and just says, all right, Myth, you with me. We're going to check this door up at the front. Everyone else, check this door at the end. And hey, Stucky, watch our back. Make sure nobody comes from this hallway behind us.
Yeah, I can do that.
Joining you, Stucky, you see the remaining 3 resistance fighters also joining you and watching the squads back. I'm going to clear the combat initiative again, since that combat did not last very long at all. And
MT's going to address Tillo. Please advise on what to do with hostages. And with their gun pointed at the scientist.
Oh, he just says, leave him. Not our concern.
Affirmative. And then she follows the group to investigate.
Nobody risk your lives for them. They'll find their own way out. But we can't focus on them right now.
Can I pat him down just to make sure that he does not have a weapon on him before I leave him?
He doesn't, but he has a comm on him.
I take that.
As you pick it out, you can hear screaming over the comm. You hear a woman's voice saying, "Get the squad up there right now!"
Up.
They are up. I hand someone the. Oh, I guess I'll take the communicator. This should be incredibly valuable as I'm running down the hall.
Okay.
Can I look at the fighters that I'm with and just ask them which one of you is the best shot?
The Rhodian raises her hand.
Okay. Good. And like, there's only one way that the bad guys could come up from behind us, right?
Yeah, there's like 4 doors down this corridor, and it looks empty otherwise. It is a slightly, you can see there's writing all over the doors. What you think you're seeing is administration offices, probably belonging to individual scientists who work the facility.
All right, so for the main entrance that they would charge us from behind, us gonna walk to that door and place one of his thermals and one of his frag grenades right in front of it.
In front of the office doors?
In front of, I'd imagine so. Like, whichever door they're more likely to come out of. I thought there was like one big door that we can.
No, it's not one big door. So to your left, the hallway that you've been instructed to guard, it's an empty hallway going down probably about 10 meters. And you see 4 doors. Each door looks like they're labeled for a specific doctor, like it's their office, their administration office.
So I think we just place one on one side of the door. Okay. So just in case anybody does come down, the Rodian can take a shot at the grenade, wipe the hole.
Okay. Okay, so you basically set up a grenade trap in one of these office doors. You're just going to stick it up against there with an adhesive. We'll just say you've got one. You're just going to put it in place so that so the Rodian looks at what you're doing and says, so let me get this straight. You want me to shoot that if anybody comes out?
It's somebody we don't like.
I don't like anyone that's not us. I'll shoot it.
I like the way you think.
The Rodian just nods to you, and she just braces a hand pistol up against and just aims the door and just kind of takes a couple of steps back. Myth, when you guys get to the door, it is sealed. He cannot open it. Tillo's like actually trying to get in and just access it. And he looks at you and says, Myth, can you do something about this?
I'll do my best. Is there a terminal access port?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yep,
cool.
there surely is.
Try and hack the door, please.
All right. Computer use. The difficulty of this is 4.
Okay.
It's an Imperial facility.
Codebreaker.
Oh boy!
Rank of Codebreaker for my attempt to break codes and decrypt communications, and I have 2 ranks of it currently. So.
Oh damn! So you can spend strain, if I remember correctly, to lower the difficulty.
So it says character removes 1 per rank of Codebreaker from the attempts to break codes. The difficulty of their computer's intelligence checks made to break codes and communications is reduced by 1. But the difficulty reduction doesn't stack. But if there are setback die, I get to remove them.
Okay. There's no setback die, but you'll reduce the difficulty from 4 down to 3. Do you have to spend strain for that?
No, it's just passive.
Oh, okay. Bam. You can reduce the difficulty from 4 down to 3, and that is going to be your roll.
Sounds good.
Do you have boost die? I did not keep track if you had boost die.
I believe I have 1 last boost die left.
You have from me because I have the 4.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So make that roll.
Okay. Sounds good.
4 successes. So gain a point of strain as you are working against the clock. You guys know that you need to get to where you've got to go as soon as possible. You need to get to this communications room and let the stone skipper know what's going on, the rock skipper. And there's also people you've got to get out of here. So gain a point of strain. And with that successes, however, it takes you only a few moments as you just fiddle with the controls, linking it into your data pad. A few moments later, whoosh, the door slides open and you see a random Imperial scientist inside. Looks like just one of the administrators. He is in front of what's in the room immediately. You can see is a large control con setup, along with a hollow emitter in the very center of the room, and just a wall of the typical like Imperial Star Wars computer mainframes that just kind of go across the wall. You see all sorts of readings indicating like toxicity levels. You see the very dark and sort of disturbing outlook of what looks like multiple monitors that are monitoring patient health. There is a total of like 14 blips on that monitor right now. The Imperial that sees you all enter, Tillo immediately rolls into the room and just coasts right up to him with a blaster. And he steps back And Tilla says, do me a favor and sit the fuck down. And the Imperial just nods and moves over and just sits flat on the ground and says, Myth, do it. Get on that computer. Tell me what you can find.
And that'll be my next go. We'll let everybody else go first.
All right, so the rest of the squad moving towards the end of the hallway, you do see that lab, that door. It is also sealed. It looks like the whole facility is on lockdown. So as you guys get up to that door where it says entrance to lab 1, you just see it's blinking red, indicating that it is sealed from within.
Is there a way to bypass it other than blowing the door down?
Roll knowledge, I would say, actually, this would be computer use.
I can try. I can help.
I
can try to bypass it. I have good computers.
Before you make the roll, I would say either roll. I'll give you some options here, Quincy. You can roll knowledge warfare, or you can roll knowledge computer. You can roll your computer's check to answer your question before we get to the action.
To me, it's the same.
Okay, so I would say make the roll. The difficulty here is going to be 1.
Is it possible to have MT lead it, or can MT lead?
This is not the action to open the door. This is, you asked a question of how you could get through this. So this is literally you trying to figure out how you can get through.
I will computer. Sorry, once again, the difficulty?
1.
Oh, okay. Let's do this.
Super simple. 2 advantages. Okay, so you're not entirely sure how you would get through, but you do have access to the control room right now. You got 2 people in the control room.
I look and go, I can't see an activator port here. Is there a panel in there that can do anything? Can get this thing open? I assume I was at first just looking for like a mechanical way to open it.
So who are you asking?
Oh, I'm just yelling back into the room. I guess I'll ask MT because otherwise Myth seems occupied.
Well, Myth is in the room with Tillo, so they're at the controls.
We all have communicators, right?
Yeah, that's correct. Yes.
So I will connect to the comms of the people I know in the control room.
Yeah.
Arthur was requesting that we have access to the door without destruction. Do you have any buttons that you could press?
Myth,
I can work on disabling.
Yeah.
I can work on removing the lockdowns.
To remove the lockdown is going to be another difficulty 4 check. Unless you can call upon, you could actually, oh, you know what though?
Have the security codes been changed?
If you spend a light side point, they haven't.
I would like to spend that
That
light side
one.
point, please.
Okay.
Do it.
In which case, you don't have to roll. You insert the data cube or the cylinder right into the computer console, and sure enough, a few seconds later, the lockdown in the whole facility just goes, and the door in front of the labs just opens up as Ember Squad gains full access, and Grand just goes, "Oh, we're coming!" Just screams out as you guys gain access to the labs. All right.
Going blazing, except not at civilians.
I'm gonna slice the pie to make sure that another squad didn't take, cover in that room or something.
Yeah. So here's what you're getting. I'm going to go ahead and give you the layout real fast, because while this has been happening, Tillo, Myth, the 2 of you have easy access to the layout of this place. Indeed, this looks like it was a basic manufacturing facility that has been co-opted by the Empire, which means it does not have a tactical layout at all. It looks like it was just designed for manufacture and storage, and a lot of the equipment that was in here was brought in by the Empire, meaning this is not a complicated layout at all. There is a lower level that is 2 rooms. The level that they're about to enter into is how you gain access to that. The labs that they're going into right now have a couple of, when you all enter, you see a few more Imperial scientists who immediately throw their hands up as all of you enter. Grand just looks at all of them and says, if you want to live, you better start running. And the scientists look at each other, and one by one, they all just start running out of the room.
Before they go, I say, And if you want to get out safely, you're going to tell us where you're keeping everyone.
You stop one of them. Okay, make a coercion check.
Oh, gosh darn it. Okay.
Damn it, I have to roll. Yep, make a coercion check. You know what though? Given the situation, given the large droid that's here with you, given everything that's happened, give yourself 2 boost die for this.
Great. And difficulty?
The difficulty is 1.
Okay.
These are not. They're just scientists, man. They're not here. They're just. 3 successes and 2 advantages. So you can go ahead and dole out those advantages, but the scientist just goes, what do you want to know? They're down below. She's down below with the rest of them.
Well, I want to give advantages to 1 to Myth and 1 to MT.
Okay.
Okay.
And I go,
all right.
You're free to go.
Communicators.
Puts one by one. The scientist put the communicators in your hand as they're running out the door.
Great. I hand them to the rest of the crew so that they know where everyone
Divvy them
else's
up.
moves are. Yeah.
Okay. As you hand those out, you guys you see the lift right in front of you. As you get up to the lift, Gran looks at all of you and says, the moment those elevator doors open, we are going to be bombarded with grenades and blaster fire.
Then let's go before the elevator doors open. And I want to open them before the car has even hit this floor so we can rappel down and maybe stop the car.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So you're going to pull a die hard here.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay. So in that case, I'm going to have you roll an athletics check.
Okay.
And the difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay. Okay.
So 2 purple dice.
Okay.
Take
I'm
a
gonna
boost
use.
if you want.
I've got 2 boost die, I believe. I've not rolled yet.
Actually, I'm sorry. The difficulty is going to be 3 on this. You're trying to pry open an elevator door. It'll be difficulty 3.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
okay.
So 3 purple dice.
I'm gonna use my 2 advantages that I've been given since these.
Okay.
And 3 purple, you said?
3 purples.
Okay.
3 perps. Oh my god. You slide your fingers and just you push the 2 doors open like they were not resisting you at all. You can see the elevator down below.
Climb mountains.
You can see the elevator shaft down below. The lift has not been called. It is about 20 meters down. There is an access port to basically slide down on what is essentially sort of like the maintenance ladder going down to the bottom.
Great. I give boost dice to everyone and Gran.
Okay. Gran will take a boost die. And Gran, are you guys cool if I spend a destiny point for Gran?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Do it.
Gran spends a destiny point to make something true. He just goes and pulls out what looks like a length of wire and just drops it all the way down the shaft and connects it to the side. And he says, "Me first. It's my rope." He turns around and just starts rappelling down quickly. One by one, I'm not going to have anybody roll athletics here because you're not being rushed. You're kind of in control of the situation. So no dice rolls here. I'm going to cut back to the control room. Myth, you do see the layout and you see what they're getting into. Down below are definitely where they do the testing, and it's where they're storing all of the containers. There is a secondary entrance in the back of this place that it looks like it is the big garage, like entry exit port. So it looks like this place is kind of built off of almost a hillside on the side of the industrial area of the city, giving it a really easy to use connector for any hovercraft that are coming and going. It's possible she's trying to escape through that door right now. It's possible they're using that door to get away. It's just an exit point that you guys were not aware of at the very bottom. You also have access to communications.
I'm going to relay that information to our team, and I'm also going to start scrambling Imperial communications.
Okay. That is a computer's check, and I'm going to say difficulty 3 on that.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, I have access to communications. If I have access to communications, what I'm going to do before I start scrambling the imp's comms is I would like to hail the rock skipper.
Okay, you're going to try to ping the rock skipper.
I'm going to try and ping the rock
This
skipper.
is going to be a very important role because you are the rock skipper. Y'all were ordered to radio silence until the extraction window. So you're using your emergency channel to try to reach out and get in touch with the rock skipper. So I'm going to have you roll for this.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a very crucial role. You're going to make your computer's check.
Yep.
The difficulty is going to be 3, and I'm going to give you 2 setback dice for it.
Okay. I get to ignore one of the setback die, I believe.
Okay.
Okay. I would like to, would I be able to get one of the Ox Crew boosts, please?
You certainly can if you want the Ox Crew to help you out here.
Yep. And I do have an extra boost from MT.
From MT, from Elias, and from Lon.
Oh, geez. I
All
have
right.
so many.
Since we all got
Is there a
it.
limit on number of boost dice I could take?
I mean,
how many
so
can
long
you
as
hold?
there's, yeah, it's how many can go around. But I mean, if you can stack them up, you can boost dice are available to you until they are spent.
Okay, I'm
So,
going to spend 2 boost
Go
die,
ahead.
1 from Ox Crew.
Oh, I should tell you, boost die are available until you roll. They're only available for your next
Okay.
immediate roll.
Okay.
So you want to use them. If you've got them, you have to use them now or you lose them.
All right, I'm going to spend all 4 of these boost die.
Okay.
Do it. Do it. This is an important role.
Smoke them if you got them.
We're just rock
Okay.
skipping and jump away.
Then are you spending an Ox Crew boost die?
Yes, please.
Darth Pillow, thank you for helping Ember Squad.
Thank you,
All right.
Fellow.
So go ahead and make that roll.
2 successes, 4 advantages.
It's scary how many dice you rolled. You would have, and like that was. You didn't roll your difficulty dice.
Oh shoot! What was the difficulty? I have
Yeah,
to re-roll.
the difficulty was 3.
All right,
You don't have to re-roll. Just roll 3 difficulty dice.
on it. 2 threats.
Okay, so 2 advantages, 2 successes. All right. So you can hand out those advantages, but you immediately start sending out the emergency signal. You already know through protocol, there's not going to be any acknowledgement. You're just going to have to trust it got through.
Myth will say, "Rock Skipper, this is Ember Squad. We have imps inbound and need immediate evac.
Okay,
We'll be waiting at the rendezvous point."
that was exactly the message to send. All right, so you think the message gets out. Tillo puts his hand on your shoulder and just nods to you and says, "The rest is up to the squad down below. You and I will just stay up here and be the eyes and ears."
I'm
He
immediately.
turns around and unceremoniously stuns the scientist who was sitting on the ground. Just goes, and that scientist just slumps over and hits the ground.
They deserve that. I'm going to immediately start trying to grab intel and information from the computer systems.
Okay, you start extracting data. You can hear the data upload in basically the data cylinder that you have from the lieutenant. You just start uploading from that and into the data pad that you've got on you. Meanwhile, Ember Squad and the Resistance fighters have made their way down to the top of the elevator shaft. We're going to go a little over tonight. You guys cool with that? You guys make it down to the top of the elevator, and you can hear sounds from the room down below and people getting set up. Actually, that occurs to me. You would actually have full view of the facilities down below. Myth, you can actually look through security cameras and catch what's going on, what they're about to go and get into. So with that in mind, I'll go ahead and list off what's waiting for you guys on the other side of the door. You can see at the very back of the facility, you see a Syrian scientist. She is working on a data pad, and it looks like she's accessing the computer. And Myth, that is essentially verified by the fact that you see somebody accessing the computer ports downstairs and is attempting to wipe the mainframe. So we'll get to that in a second. The second thing you see is the second squad of stormtroopers is in here. They are setting up all around in front of the elevator door. And it looks like they are guarding what looks like an open hallway into the rear of this room that they are in. Expands outwards into, according to the blueprints of the facility, a storage area for the chemicals that are being used and the barracks for the prisoners that are being tested on. They're being kept very close by. But that's not what really grabs your attention. The thing that stands out like a sore thumb to you, Myth, as you're looking through this is next to the Imperial stormtroopers, you see next to Dr. Gilliso, you see what looks like, just from looking at it, a modified KX Imperial security droid has joined them and is down there standing out brazenly out in the open with its weapon pointed straight at the door, waiting for it to open.
I will relay all that information to our teams that are coming through the remote breach. And say, you're coming in hot. There's a droid on the other. There's a murder bot on the other side of that door. MT, you might want to get ready. Time for a little family reunion.
And for
They
a
are
quick
not
reference,
my family. You are.
You say murder bot?
for a quick reference, if anybody is curious, the KX security droids are what the Empire likes to use, and you saw one prominently displayed in Rogue One, voiced by Alan Tudyk, who we all adore. This is a very destructive, violent droid. What are you guys doing? You know what? I know what's going to happen.
Oh,
Gran has an idea.
okay, great. Just to clarify, the droid is aimed at the elevator doors.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Hold on one sec. Let me look at Gran's character sheet. Oh, did I? Oh no. So I'm pulling from base stats, and Gran was a resistance fighter, so I just pulled the. Yep, he has an ion grenade. I just realized I'm like my NPC smashing my toys together. I actually gave one. Gran gets on the comms to you, Myth, and says, "Thank you for that information. I will be putting that to good use."
Oh no.
MT, if you could do me a favor and stand behind me while I do this.
Affirmative.
Don't want anything to happen to our favorite medical murder droid. And you see him pull out an ion grenade and arms it and says, "Myth, can you open the doors on the count of 3? And he pulls up in a panel so he gets access to the inside of the elevator. And he says, "Now, 2, 3, and the door opens up, and blaster fire immediately erupts from the stormtroopers. Just a hail of red bolts slamming into the elevator door as it just goes firing off, and it stops abruptly. King, king, king. This little metal grenade just comes rolling out of the ceiling and across the ground. And I'm going to roll. I'm going to give him some setback on this because he's not exactly tossing it like you would a normal grenade into a room. So I'm going to give him 1 setback die on this one. But it is at short range. Oh, man. This is at short range. So build a pool. I'm going to give him a setback die. The difficulty of this is 1.
I knew we were going to have a blast with these grenades.
And he rolls.
3
3 successes and a triumph.
Give this man his partner.
13 damage as the ion grenade goes off. I now have to check the rules real quick so that I can just remind myself what happens to droids who get hit by ion grenades.
Bad things. I wouldn't like it.
Okay, so throughout the galaxy, take down droids, little discharge ions. Okay, so harm. Okay.
I know what's up. I
throughout the galaxy. Yeah, I know. Oh man, yes. God, yes. Just keep using as much. Okay, give me 1 sec. Stun. Let's see. Anti-personnel, anti-mind, frag, missile, flame. Okay. have little sentient effect on the code. Okay. Yeah, I'm looking for the quality, the ion. Oh, here we go. Ion weapons are designed to they fittingly so they are shorter range, landing to target. Essentially, a system of droids are affected by iron weapons. Oh, okay. Okay. So 13. That's going to go to it's strain threshold. So hold on one sec. Oh shit! Did I just take out the man? I created a boss fight for you guys, and then I went and
you smacked your toy into your other toy too hard.
Yeah, basically. Hold on one second. Let me add him to the roster here so I can check his stats. Modified. I modified. This is her personal security droid. Let's see.
Not for long.
So that's how much damage? That's going to be
13.
13.
Wasn't it? Yeah, it's 13. This man wants his partner back, okay, Eric?
So the way I'm going to rule this is because it's an ion grenade going off. Now, I don't know the official rules for this, but just judging this from what I've seen in Star Wars, what I've played in Star Wars, and how I see this operate, I'm going to treat this like the droid's soak is not going to protect it from ion damage. As this erupts, this grenade goes off. So that's going to be 13 damage straight through the chassis of this droid. Which is going to reduce it to 3 wound points left. The Imperial troopers, they actually do not get strain damage.
Goes right to wounds, right?
It goes right to wounds.
Ouch.
And keeping in mind that this is an explosive, so this detonating grenade is going to go off, and the squad 2 of Imperial troopers are going to take. Let's see. They are going to be able to soak this, however. So 8. So at least one of the stormtroopers basically gets a face first of ion grenade discharged right in front of them, blowing the glass out. You hear glass shattering. All of the electronics in the room go dark. Which, by the way, Myth solves your issue of having to counteract this woman trying to erase the database as the entire facility in the lower second half just goes completely dark. The droid begins to seize up as sparks begin to fly. One of the stormtroopers just goes hurling through one of these glass-plated, looks like a tactical display, smashes through it and collapses onto the ground. And the room is dark. I mean, keep in mind, this is the second level. So the emergency lights, everything is out. Nobody can see a thing. And with that, Ember Squad, I'm going to have you guys roll your cool. Everybody roll your initiative.
Let's go.
I think Myth comes over.
Oh,
the comms
boy.
And be like, thank you for that, Gran. You solved actually a few of our problems with that.
Let me start the initiative. All right, so initiative is started up. Go ahead and make your initiative rolls starting now.
Oh, I think I did it too early.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
I did too.
No, it looks like it counted you. I see 2 PCs. Yep, it counted y'all.
Okay, great.
Yep, looks like it counted you. So let me roll for our guy here. Okay, so
no, I think it counted
okay.
Elias and Myth. I think
Stucky.
MT and Stucky might not have made it in the wire.
Okay.
Stucky.
Go ahead and roll.
I'll never be that good again. All right. Yes.
Oh,
That's
man.
not right. Why didn't it roll my cool?
Did you accidentally select? You may have accidentally selected one of the other things. Sometimes it.
Okay, remove me from the initiative. That is not true. That was a really good roll, but it was bad.
All right, try again.
That's the first time I've gotten a success on a cool roll.
You're so cool.
Oh, the Akaram resistance fighters are angry for their fallen sister. They are pissed. They are going really fast. All right, so first up is one of you guys. It's a completely dark room. What do you do? Whoever's going to go first, do it now.
I'll go first to take fire away. I'll just charge into the room, blasting. Right, because there's I want to take down that lady, but no, we know there's people in the room, right?
Mm-hmm. There's a squad of stormtroopers in there.
Great, I'm gonna start firing at them. I will take 2 strain to shoot twice.
you drop into the elevator just like the Terminator, just slamming down there, and you open fire with the blaster. You are going to be rolling. Let's see. You're going to get 3 setback dice as you're firing into the darkness.
Okay, but we weren't even told where they were, correct?
Yeah, you know they're in the room.
To aim.
Yeah, but we also know there's incendiary chemicals around. So, like, kind of wildfire is perhaps suboptimal.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Then I'll charge into the mist with my knives, so I don't blow something up.
I mean, yeah, that could work.
So I'll do two vibro knife attacks.
All right, so you're going to charge in. In that case, I'm good. Yeah, you're going to be at 3 setback dice.
Okay.
So you enter into the room. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
Melee.
Uh-huh.
Okay, 3 setback. Okay, there's 1. Okay.
You rolled without your setback dice.
No.
Those are difficulty dice.
Then oops. My bad.
That's okay. If you click on the blaster icon, you can click your vibro knife.
Blaster icon?
You see the little tabs that have like the chat box window.
The dice roller.
The right side.
To the right side of the dice roller, you'll see a little blaster gun, little like zippy zappy blaster gun.
No. I don't know. No. I don't know.
All the way the
It's right next to the
rightmost
history
thing.
where the dice roller is.
I've never seen that.
Yo, you saw me discover it in real time as well, and I've been playing this like twice a week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So click on the blaster, and then
click that,
So then click your range, which is going to be engaged, and then click the weapon, which is vibro knife, and then click build pool.
Okay.
And then click 3 setback dice. Then add 3 setback dice and roll. There you go. Oh no! You get up there.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah, you get up there and slash out MT. You feel you make a connection with something, and there's an explosion of sparks, and gain 1 point of threat, 1 point of strain.
Okay, no worries. Do I make a second one?
And a second attack?
Yeah, that's why. Right, I can't. Then I'll hang on. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I was making a.
You all catch a brief glimpse of the interior of the room as sparks shower down. You can see MT is charged in and slashed outwards, but it's only a brief moment. You can see that Imperial droid is still standing. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to be.
Where's my cheat sheet? There you go.
Okay. Next up in the initiative order is actually, unfortunately, the modified Imperial security droid.
Okay, well, at least it's got a target now that isn't a human being.
Sorry, one thing. Gina, you were supposed to have a boost die from Myth's last roll.
Oh, go ahead and roll a quick boost die. Roll 1, because that might get rid of the threat. And it gets rid of... Okay, so yes, it gets rid of the threat. Get rid of that strain you took.
Okay.
Yeah. So you still miss, but you don't take any strain from it.
Okay.
Okay, so...
I did get an advantage, which gets rid of the threat. Is that what that is?
Yes, that's correct. That's why you didn't get the strain. Yeah.
Great.
Okay, so it's going to attempt at engaged. So it's going to make the attempt. It's completely dark. It does not have. So I'm going to give him also 3 setback dice. And zap. 2 successes, 1 threat. Okay, so somebody can. I'm gonna say a free floating boost die to anybody who wants it to the group. However, MT gets shot. There's a brief like red burst of light, and everyone can feel the heat of a plasma discharge as the KX Imperial droid gauges where they saw the droid attacking with a vibro knife. As the lights went up for a split second and angles in that direction, there's a burst of energy. You all get a crimson glow of the room for like a frame of a second. And what is your soak,
4.
MT?
4.
So you take 8 points of damage.
Okay.
From a from an in point blank blaster shot. And there's an explosion of sparks, and you can all see superheated metal on the chassis of MT as they take that shot at point blank. Thankfully, only rolled a threat, so I didn't get to activate the auto fire on the weapon. But that's going to do it for the KX's round. Next up is you guys. I'm going to reduce the difficulty I'm going to reduce it from 3 setback die down to 2 setback die to reflect the fact that you just got a photo flash of what the room looks like. For this round only.
I want to call Ello, can you strobe the room?
I can try. Ello just zips up and flashes a big light illuminating half the room. I'm going to reduce the difficulty dice down to setback die is now 1. It is a dimly lit room. I'm going to say that's going to count as a maneuver as well.
Sure.
So you're basically using your droid to activate a flashlight. So you see the room illuminate. You see that MT is right in front of this thing. You can see this droid is still active, but it looks like it's flickering, like it's been damaged. And the stormtroopers all see you guys now. And you see a very horrified scientist trying to get out a door in the back of the room, looking back at all of you. What would y'all like to do? Who would like to go? You still have an action. You've only used a maneuver.
I guess I'll try to shoot that droid again because we got to take that thing down.
Okay, go ahead and make your shot. You get a single setback die. Just click on that blaster symbol. You are at short range right now.
Oops. Short range blaster rifle, build pool. Plus the, what is it?
One setback die, and you can have the boost die. You get an extra boost die from the threat that I rolled.
I want to use an extra boost die from our
Aux Crew,
please.
Okay, cool. Aux Crew is going to give you an extra boost die. That's from Q40er. Thank you so much for that, supporting Ember Squad.
All right, here we go.
All right, let's see how you do. 4 advantages, though.
Ugh.
With 4 advantages, keeping in mind, 4 advantages will allow you to do some pretty cool stuff. I mean, if you want to pass that on, you can. You can upgrade the difficulty of one of the bad guys' next attack. You can cause somebody to drop a weapon. You can ignore an environmental penalty until the end of the next turn, so you can not get any setback dice. In fact, if you want, I would allow you to give that to the crew, to the rest of the group. If you want to spend 3 advantages, I'll let the rest of Ember Squad ignore the lighting penalty this round from blaster fire.
Do I do that, or do I make the droid drop its weapon?
The droid cannot drop its weapon. It is built into its arm.
Oh, gosh darn it. Okay.
Yep.
And the droid's already gone this round.
Yeah. You've got 5
So we're going to
stormtroopers
take
still
him.
active.
Ideally, we're going to take him out before it comes back around to him.
In that case,
Yeah.
I'm going to spend 3 of them to 3, right? 3 to get rid of the light situation, the environmental thing.
Yes.
And then that leaves me 1, which I will pass off to Elias.
Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. You're gonna pass that off to Elias. This round, as a move action, Tillo's gonna give Myth an order for the end of the round. As y'all are up there in the command center watching the blaster fire, Tillo just says, "Myth, give me a remote connection to our shuttlecraft. I'm gonna bring her in. Now that we know there's a garage in the back, we'll have our ride ready as soon as we're done here. We can take we can take everyone with us."
I must start do that.
All right.
Multitasking.
So that'll be at the end of the round. Who would like to go next? I think it's actually, another PC gets to go. So whoever wants to go.
Do I hear about this craft coming?
Yeah,
in
you have access to the comms. Yeah.
I'm going to look at the crew that I'm watching the door with and go, do you guys have it from here?
Well, Grant will say, Yeah, we've got it. You're gonna fly us out of here.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be fine. We'll be safe. I got this.
Okay.
Myth, where's the garage?
I'll direct. It's through the fracas towards the back of the building.
So what that means, Stucky, is if you wanted to take back an aggress top side, and you can actually, theoretically, by the time they have made their way through into the garage, you can be there with the shuttle if it arrives on time. It depends on the computer check.
I'm going full speed.
Okay. In that case, you take a couple of steps back, looking at the combat. There's just a little part of you, Stucky, that doesn't want to leave Ember Squad. Is you're seeing them in the middle of a firefight, but you pull yourself away knowing that shuttle's got to be ready for when you guys are going to bail. You pull yourself up out of the elevator and grab hold of the ladder, the maintenance ladder, and start heading up topside. You can just hear the sounds of chaos and violence down below and popping sounds going off. And you just have to hope that each one of those sounds is a stormtrooper falling and not one of your guys.
I think the last thing he says before he just focuses on getting to that shuttle is, Myth, make sure they don't get killed.
I'll do my best. And I'm going to start the computer's check.
Okay. Gran is up next. Gran is going to have himself a fun old time. He's got a blaster rifle. He is going to open fire on the droid. And he's not penalized this round. He's got short range. He's going to build the pool. No penalty this round. Yeah, that's it, really. Oh, wait. Did you give me a boost die? I don't have a boost die, do I? No, you did. You gave one to Gran. I have it written down
there
right
was
here.
a 5.
Gran has a boost die.
Yeah, I gave it to Gran.
Yeah, you gave it to Gran. Gran's going to shoot. 1 success, 1 advantage. Which means he's going to hit the droid. Oh, wait. No. The droid has a defensive 1. He's going to miss the droid.
Wait, that's represented as a setback die. Right?
Oh, that's right. Hold on. You're right. Defense is a setback die. Let me roll that. 1 threat. So all that does is get rid of the advantage. He's still going to hit the droid. It's going to be 10 points of damage minus its soak, which is outrageous. However, because it was has the droid, let's see, the KX droid has an 8 soak. It is at 1 wound. Blaster shots go off, more sparks fly, and the droid stumbles back a little bit. It is in rough shape. You can see it's already starting to glow in the low lit areas around. It's easy to see even with the low light. That's going to be their action. Number 2. So 1, 2. Oh, this guy is gone. Hold on 1 sec. Let me get rid of this poor bastard. You shouldn't even be here anymore. Go away. All right. So in the order 1, 2, 3. Oh, yep. It's a very angry squad of Okaran resistance fighters who want to avenge their sister. They are going to open fire on the droid as well, seeing that as the leading threat right now, wanting to neutralize it as quickly as possible. Actually, no, they're not. The stormtroopers haven't gone yet. They're going to open fire on the stormtroopers. They are going to change their tactics, and they're at short range. They're going to build a pool. No, he didn't. Wow, that's a pretty tiny dice pool, but here we go. Roll it. 1 success, 1 threat. They're going to hit the stormtroopers. Stormtroopers have a soak. Let's see. So they're going to take 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's another stormtrooper down. 4 stormtroopers left. One of them just drops to the ground. I am going to take a boost die, though, for my next action, which is the stormtroopers. Yep. Stormtroopers are going to go next. They're going to return fire on the resistance squad that's shooting at them. However, they're going to get a boost die for their efforts because of the threat that was just rolled. Short range. They're using a blaster rifle. Build the pool.
We're spending a destiny point to upgrade the check against them. aren't we?
Okay,
Crew?
so the purple is going to become a red, and they're rolling the dice. 5 advantages, which means I'm going to activate a critical hit, and one of the resistance squad members is going to get shot. Is that? And then 9 damage to their soak. Oh boy. So resistance fighters. Oh man, this was a bloody round for the resistance fighters. Okay, so their soak is so 9. So that's going to be a total of 10. It's going to take 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there's 1 left. Oops. I'm going to roll a percentage die. Give it a 50-50. If it's even, it's the Rhodian. It's odd. There's 1 resistance fighter left in the group. As the blaster fire goes off, you're just seeing the flashes of crimson as the stormtroopers and the resistance fighters are desperately shooting back at each other. You see the Rhodian, she falls in the middle of combat. Z immediately shouts out after her and starts rushing over to where she is at. And that is going to be the end of that combat round. It's actually Z's action is next. Z is going to aim at the stormtroopers. And in a fury, she shouts something in her native tongue and is going to open fire. Just going to build a pool.
And who's she firing at? She's firing at this droid, right?
She's firing at the stormtroopers.
Okay.
Yeah, she's firing at the stormtroopers, and she is going to. She's going to make her attack. 1 success, 2 advantages. She's going to hit. Let's see. One of the stormtroopers 2 advantages, so she's going to pass the bonus die on to the last 2 remaining PCs. I don't know who hasn't gone yet, but y'all are going to each get a boost die. Whoever goes next. Stormtroopers damage. One of those is going to go past the soak. One of the stormtroopers gets grazed, but aside from that, the firefight is still going. You guys are up next.
MT, behind you, your auditory sensors pick up the crunch of glass as someone walks out down the hall behind you.
Oh, can you hear the music playing right now?
And we get our flickering from Ello. And Elias is there. Let's roll, baby.
Okay. Who are you shooting at?
I'm shooting at the droid because the droid's the one I have to shoot at.
Bang!
I'm
4
critting on
damages. You can trigger the crit. That's going to blow up the droid. Elias.
Oh, yeah, because that's a 2-weapon
no.
hit.
Yeah, that's a dead droid. You bring the weapon up, you trigger the crit. It just immediately blasts through the front of the chassis, and the droid, the Imperial droid, just kind of stumbles back. Its chest folds in. The glow from the superheated metal as it folds in, its eyes flicker, and it just drops to the ground.
And
Done and done.
Crunch, crunch, crunch. And they move up to you and grab, because you've opened up those pockets so many times, and I've seen you pull up lollipops, and like next to it there's a grenade. I see lollipops next to it. There's some sort of syringe. There's a system repair patch there. So I'm going to spend strain for the extra maneuver.
Nice.
And throw the system repair patch back on you.
Okay, which works like a stim pack for droids. So how many wounds does MT get back? 3 wounds. Awesome. Okay.
I just stare at this molten hole in my chest. And as you're maneuvering around to not burn yourself and pull out the emergency repair patch, MT just places their hand where you were shot earlier. I am satisfied with my care. Thank you, Cool.
Thank you, coworker.
All right. Next up in the order is going to be Grand Z. Nope. That's already happened. Oh, it's Dr. Gilliso. She can't get out. The ion grenade has destroyed the computer console to activate the door. She is going to try to make an athletics check to pry the door as she is desperately trying to get through. Let's see. I'm going to have her roll. Oops. Let's see. Athletics, not her strong suit. The difficulty of the door is going to be 3, just like it was for our beloved droid topside. And to no surprise, she gets 3 failures and an advantage. So she'll pass that advantage on to the stormtrooper unit. And that's the action for this round, as she is cursing in her native tongue. The last action of the round, we are going to make a computer check. Myth, if you could, please.
All right. Computers, what's the difficulty?
Its difficulty is going to be 2.
Okay.
You're remote linking with the shuttle, and you're literally just you're droning it to the facility and having it land. It's a simple go to A to B and touchdown. And hopefully, if you succeed at this, you will be getting it there just in time for Stucky to be running outside and see their favorite brick landing.
And I have was there a floating boost left around?
I don't recall.
I don't think
there should be one because it only takes 3 to crit.
Yes. So
that's true. Yeah.
I'm gonna take that boost.
Take that boost die.
I'll roll it.
One
success,
okay.
1 advantage.
Not only is it on its way, but it's making good time. So you see an indication on the light that the droning of the auto flight controls the message has been received. You've given it the coordinates, and it'll be here soon. And Tilo clasps you on the shoulder and just kind of shakes you a little bit and says, "Good job. Ember Squad, what's the status down there?" And that's what we're going to cut back to, because that's not an answer you can exactly give in the middle of a firefight. It is the top of the round. Whoever wants to go may go. The droid is down, and there are currently 2 stormtroopers left and a frantic scientist trying to get through the doors.
Clean up.
Who would like to go? Okay. All right. What are you doing, Elias? Keep in mind the penalty is back in play now. So 1 setback die to the scene.
All right. I will accept that.
Okay.
And I'm not rolling quite what?
I was wondering what you were doing, but you got quiet, and I'm like, oh, it's because Elias is about to bullseye somebody. That's why. Everything is in short range right now. So go ahead and make
everything is in
roll.
short range, but I am trying to clean this up, so I am making a 2-weapon shot.
Okay. Do it.
Let's see, and I'll take a community boost. That one was me.
Okay, take a community boost. This one is from somebody named, what is that? Is that say Ro? Can you pronounce that? Is it Rogan? Rogan, I think. Rogan 27.
Rolyan. Yeah.
Rolyan. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yep. That must be it. Okay, let's take that boost die. Thank you for supporting the Ember Squad. Thank you for fighting alongside Ember Squad. Make your roll. Oh my God.
Good. That's exactly as many as I need to activate my second weapon so that both of them go off.
So how much does that do total? Is it damage again?
Both my heavy blaster pistol and my blaster pistol go off. I have to increase the difficulty by 1 when I do it because they're both ranged light. Which is why I was rolling the 2 difficulty dice. Okay. But yeah, they both I also do the 6 damage from the blaster pistol.
So
7.
Okay, yeah. After the soak, those are 2 dead stormtroopers. You basically, Elias, as you finish off that one shot, you turn around and basically like Trinity in the lobby of the Matrix. You just kind of just angle yourself at the 2 stormtroopers who are not focused on you at all. They see a large droid with an E11 blaster and a vibro knife. They're turning their attention towards that, and you bullseye both of them. Sparks fly, and they clatter to the ground. The room is clear. There's just a frantic Sarian scientist who immediately, she whirls around and throws her back up against the door, realizing you guys have cleared the entire facility of Imperials. She has no one. Her back is against the entrance to the door, and she's just staring at all of you.
I crunch my lollipop as an incidental.
Okay. You pop it in your mouth, and she just says, Admiral Deleth will be here any moment. You're all going to die.
I respond, this place will blow up at any moment. You're welcome to come with us or stay in here.
I think that is a perfect cut to the doors of the facilities opening as people are being let out. You see Okaran prisoners emerging. They all look like they're in rough shape, slightly emaciated, but they look like they've been slightly poisoned. You can see their veins and like their jaw lines and whatnot. But you do see Gran have a very quick reunion, throwing their arms around somebody, and you can over him say, you've lost a little. Don't worry. We'll fix this. Everyone starts filtering out. As y'all are moving down into the area, you can see one of the last resistance fighters activating a charge on one of the containers. As the garage door begins to... As it opens, your hero shot. As the garage door begins to slide open and the wind is whipping around from the repulsor lift of the shuttle, you can see standing out in front of the shuttle looking at everybody, their uniform whipping in the strong breeze, Stucky, with the ramp going down off the shuttlecraft.
Howdy.
Tillo just says, get everyone on board the shuttle. We'll have medical facilities that we can get everybody to. And he turns and we just swivels around and looks at Gran and says, you can come with us, you and everyone else. And Gran looks around and says, I think I'd like to see what this looks like when it goes up from a bird's eye view.
Oh, I'm going to get you a good view. And then we're going to get the hell out of here.
Everyone starts piling into the shuttle, including the Sarian scientist who looks very reluctant to go. We get shoved in, but one by one, you all start going in. You do notice that as you're all going in, Z hesitates and looks back as she gets to the door. She stares in the direction of where the firefight was, and she can't pull herself away for a quick moment before she finally brings herself into the shuttle and pulls her cloak up over her head. You get into the pilot seat and swivel around, and as everyone is strapping in, do me a favor. It's your time now, Stucky. It's your time. You've been waiting this entire episode. It's Stucky's time now. Here's what. Make the computers check. This is a sensors roll.
Okay, computers, we can do this. All right. We're smart. Oh no. Okay. Myth, I need you up here.
I'm gonna rush to the co-pilot seat to start helping
You
out.
just jump into the co-pilot seat. You see the detonator is blinking on one of these containers with the chemical weapons.
All right. Oh, there you go. What's the difficulty?
The difficulty is 2.
Oh boy. Yahtzee.
I'd like to assist.
I'll let you have a boost die on that. 2 successes, 2 threats. Okay. So gain 2 strain, Stucky. Okay, gain 1 strain, Stucky.
Woo! All right.
3 successes. Stucky, as you lift off, you start pulling away from the facility, and immediately your long-range sensors ping all of the commercial craft that's in the area. This place is going to go up big time. Doesn't look like anybody is going to be in danger from that. However, you are detecting a capital ship has entered system. You cannot identify what it is.
Okay. Nope, I knew this was going to happen. They've got 3 hyperdrive engines. It's a mess. Okay, no, this is fine. This is fine. Okay, don't panic. Everybody, just stop panicking. Stop panicking. All right.
Are you telling yourself that, or are you telling us that?
Yeah,
Stop
you're just
talking.
listening to the pilot go, stop panicking. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. And Stucky's just like, we're fine. We're fine. This is fine.
Okay. And what role am I doing? A planetary
You don't even have to roll planetary right now. It's not until after you get out of this. But basically, the ship, this brick that you guys are flying, that you have lovingly named the Tall Tale, begins to pull away from the base and gain altitude. And a few seconds out, you see Tillo holds up the detonator switch, and he looks across the way, and he hands it to Gran. Gran takes it. And he hesitates for a moment, and he looks over, and he offers it to Z. And it starts to occur to you that maybe the two of them know something that y'all are only just starting to realize about why Z should be the one to do it. You see Z takes it with her hands and nods. And just from the cockpit, there's a brilliant white flash. And then everyone in the shuttle, there's a moment where you just hear the shuttle begins to rattle for a second. Anybody who glances outside the shuttle side windows will see a column of fire where that facility once was. And
for making fun of this, that's why I have them, for explosions. I didn't need to shield my eyes.
The last remaining resistance member with tears in his eyes is looking out the window with a small smile on his face as he's watching the explosion go up. You guys break atmo. The cool, dark reds begin to bleed away into the icy black coldness of space. And after a few moments of you guys leaving the blues and the reds, you escape the planet's gravitational pull. And Stucky, the sweetest sight you've ever seen in your life, just outside of orbit, there is a Nebulon B frigate with a fighter escort that has just launched. You see it up ahead, and you can hear comms immediately from the stone skipper saying, "Brick, we've got you on visual. You are cleared for landing. Get your ass in here. We're headed out."
Open that dock bay. I'm about to drop this brick, and we're going home.
And at that moment, as you're approaching the Nebulon B frigate, you immediately hear your sensor alarm going off. You look down on the console, and immediately you don't have to roll a sensors check to know exactly what it is you're seeing. The size of the contact that starts to blare on this long-range sensors tells you all you need to know. The immensity of the thing as it exits hyperspace at extreme range as it's closing in on the planet. It's the Reaver. Outside your window with visuals, just eyesight alone, it's not easy to get eyesight on ships in space. As you can imagine, the scale of distance is extraordinary. And even at this distance, Stucky, you can see a cloud emerging from the bottom of a large, brilliantly like moon incandescent glowing triangle. And that cloud of TIE fighters registering all over your screens. Make a piloting check. And if you are going to get to the stone skipper by the end of this round, you are going to have to strain the vessel.
Can I assist in any way?
Yes.
As well, I want to climb into the cockpit with Myth and Stucky,
Okay.
and plug my little USB finger into the console and help.
Okay.
I've got one boost, and I would like to reach out to the auxiliary crew.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Okay. All right, auxiliary crew.
Spend that light side point.
There is one light side point left.
There is one
You
light
are
side
trying
point
to
left.
get into the boat.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a dark side point. So that flips right back. So the difficulty is going to be 1 purple, 1 red.
All right.
And the shuttle's going to take 2 strain, which I'm going to mark down here.
I will be taking that strain instead of the shuttle.
Oh, because you're an ace, you savvy bastard, you. Okay. The shuttle isn't going to feel a thing.
All right, everybody, hold on to your butts. It's time for me to do my job.
Make that roll.
Oh, no.
Oh, shit. So here's what's going to happen. Stucky, you are accelerating past the safety limits of the acceleration of the ship, and you all feel a tremor running down the length of the ship, and the engines burn out. It goes. However, you have enough momentum that you're coasting right towards the landing bay. You hear everyone trying to flag you off because you're coming in too hot. Nobody can flag you off in time. With 4 advantages, everyone's going to be able to brace for impact, but the tall tale is coming in out of control. And as you start coasting through that glowing field of the force field into the hangar, you're headed straight for a Y-wing that has been parked right onto the opening entrance of the hangar where you were supposed to land adjacent to. You all slam hard into the plates and clip the side of the Y-wing. The entire left side of the shuttle is torn open, and everybody on the other side of the shuttle can see the exposure of the hull rip. There is an ear-shattering screech as the tall tale squeals and just scrapes across the flight deck. Rebels and flight crew barely get out of the way, throwing themselves out of the way. A poor astromech droid gets bumped and knocked over as the shuttle comes skidding to a halt. This shuttle will never fly again as it comes slamming into the hangar bay. However, with 4 advantages, I'm going to say you all get in, and I'm going to say everybody takes 4 points of stress from the damage of the impact. I am now going to roll an astrogation check. Just when you thought you were out of the woods. All right. Thankfully,
there are 4 advantages from Stucky.
Let's see. Difficulty. Okay, this astrogation check, you're trying to jump fast at an... Okay. Ooh, okay, so difficulty is going to be... I'm going to spend a dark side point to upgrade one of these to a red. But there are advantages. Can I spend an advantage? From Ox Crew?
Yeah.
Okay. This is the last roll of the game. Let's make it good. Thank you, Reverse Aquamath, for trying to save Ember Squad. This is going to be our cliffhanger moment. Let's see how this ends. That's a lot of dice. Oh my goodness! With 3 difficulty and a challenge die, you guys, the calculations to light speed are made as it's entered just as the TIE bombers and its TIE fighter escort reaches the Stone Skipper. You guys can all hear from the hangar deck turbo laser batteries opening up, as well as anti-aircraft batteries on the outside of the ship opening up. And you see, to your horror, a TIE fighter just fly right past the opening. You can see a TIE bomber flying right past the opening too. The ship shudders. You can feel the hull taking hits. And suddenly... the rock skipper jumps to hyperspace. For a brief moment, you all look at each other in the quiet. Sparks raining down the inside of the shuttle, lights flickering. There's wiring hanging in everyone's field of view. People have been scattered across the floor. A few of the people who are sick are being helped up with cuts on their head, but no one looks like they're unhappy. Everyone's hugging each other. Everyone regarding each other. You see Gran kind of laughing at like, oh, looking around, everyone's checking in. Tillo checks in, counts everybody, makes sure he's got the full squad. And we leave Ember Squad in just that surreal, quiet moment where it's all setting in. The adrenaline. Everything that's just happened. The mission accomplished. Who you lost. What lies ahead. It all settles in. And that's where we leave you off for tonight.
We did it!
We went long. We went real long. Thank you so much for sticking it through, Streampunks and Ox Crew. Let's go ahead and I'm going to give you your XP. You completed a story arc, gained 15 XP for a mission accomplished. Well done. And we're going to talk about your duty score next game session because, wow. Not only did you succeed in your mission, you rescued prisoners, you got a VIP, you destroyed an Imperial facility, and you extracted the primary objective. Ember Squad, you are going to turn the heads of Alliance Command for this one. And wow, Stucky, you are getting a nickname for that landing. You are
Did you say
absolutely.
that he stuckied the landing?
Oh no! Oh boy!
Yes.
Oh
And
boy!
forevermore, yes.
Ox Crew, feel free to throw your suggestions at us. Use the hashtag Ember Squad, but please feel free to throw your suggestions at us for nicknames for Stucky. We're going to hop off real quick, y'all, because we went so late. But thank you so much for joining us tonight. We will see you next Monday night. Until then, may the force be with you.